live. We're live. So maybe we keep the meow. You're not playing their meow
Meow.
because we are live with Jacob. Meow.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
All right.
I know you
So,
wonder. Oh, let me share the link because this is completely unprepared live. Meow. You go into the
oh
call.
yeah. That's right. It is. I should share the link too. Where is the
Yeah,
link?
because this is very different, Jacob. I was
Wait.
lazy to
How
make the
about you share
thumbnail.
the link? I begin to present. Okay.
You begin to
Because it's
present.
recorded live, right?
Yes, this is live.
Okay.
This is live.
Beautiful.
Right. Give it 1 minute
And
more
recorded.
for the people to
Mhm.
appear. Okay. Give it more.
Okay.
1 minute for the people to arrive. Prepare your speech about the Cosmos governance, about the all-in beats, about Ignite, about Tendermint,
Yeah.
about
Well, I'm just going to keep it really
Interchain
simple.
Foundation.
I'm going to keep it very simple.
Right. I am live with Jacob.
Hey.
Jacob
And I am in a
Gadikan.
taxi. Okay. We have Ruslan and my son, and here's so our team. And here's Kang. He's amazing. Yeah. And I think like we're people, right? and we like people stuff. And then there's other people, very specifically Jay Kwan, and he likes paying people for scaled online harassment. I mean, as far as I can tell, right? Because everybody says this Adam Dragon dude is some kind of really nasty troll. and, if you try to discuss Cosmos Hub governance on anywhere on the internet, whether that's Telegram, Twitter, anywhere, right? Um, you know, it gets tremendously ugly, tremendously fast, and I don't like that personally. Um, so I guess the final straw. I had already reached the final straw several days ago, but the final straw was this Adam Dragon guy, who I know that Jay made a donation to. As I mean, Jay's CEO of a pretty large company, way larger than mine, but maybe not for long. Um, that um, made a donation to this guy who is a serial online abuser. Okay, has said utterly ridiculous things about myself, about Jewish people, about Yelena, about Zucky, about Jack, about everybody involved in Adam 2.0. And man, Marcin, I've told you on a number of occasions that ICF kind of like right? I mean, they're kind of like all right, and I don't want to make this into a bipolar argument because I'm not like gonna run toward the ICF camp exactly, but I'm gonna run away from, as is Cosmos tradition, Jaquan and all in bits. And not only am I running, I'm leading people out, as is Cosmos tradition. Um, it's not worth it. All right, like look, it's my kid. He's sleeping over there. He's all nice and cute. And this is Ruslan, and he's freaking awesome, And I literally have better things to do with my life than deal with Jay's coordinated online harassment. Um, I did call Jay a Nazi. Do I know if he's a Nazi? I just know he's really fixated on Jewish folk. But forget that for a second, right? Let's say it doesn't have a fixation on Jewish folk. Well, then there's all the harassment. And while that's going on, you know, his online thug army will accuse you of harassing them, but it's not true. Therefore, um, we got that Cosmos hub, right? Well, yes, and the Cosmos hub shall continue to exist, and Notional shall continue to validate it. But yesterday, Notional took a snapshot of the Cosmos hub state. It needs a little massaging to remove really abusive people from it.
Are we
Um,
forking? Are we forking?
oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, if you look at, open up Neutron team lead Spade's tweet. He mentioned that, gee, that's not how we plan on interacting with validators and the community. Well, look at Sasha's tweets, where he predicts a fork. He's right. You know why?
Sasha is such a legend. Sasha's such a legend, right? Good
Yeah,
guy.
correct.
Clever, very
Yeah.
clever guy. I like
He
him.
is. I like him very much as well. I didn't like him for a minute, but the thing
I don't
is,
even know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. I only know him like as the Twitter account that tweets, and that's it.
Strategy, and he's good at it, in my opinion. And I think that many of the elements that he added to the charter and to the 2.0 paper, I forget if he's one of the authors of 2.0 or not, but it does not matter.
Yes,
okay?
Yes.
Okay, because here's the thing, right? He's not threatening me, wasting my time. He's pleasant to work with, as are you. As are, I would say, even royal pains in the ass like myself, right? But in general, Cosmos likes to work with me, even though I am a royal pain in the ass. Well,
I don't know how they still talk to you, but they do, and that's the.
Well, it's because we actually have a lot of fun together, okay? And we like building this thing. I'm not having fun with the hub. And for a long time, I blamed the ICF for that. I think that remains true to some degree. But they're not threatening me. I mean, and they don't have an online troll army, and like they're not paying those trolls. They're not posting photos and video of me beaten half to death on the internet. Really, I have better things to do with my life, okay? Genuinely, than see that 100 times a day all over my Twitter account. That is fucking ridiculous. And I know for a fact that, some of the people doing that work for Jaquan. And so we are in this taxi right now, and we are meeting at M's French Bistro, which is a delightful place. They make Loki's. Today is Loki Day because Loki's all about chaos. But guys, this is chaotic good because we got to get away from chaotic evil. It's not cool. Like, it's just, I look at all the people that we work with in Cosmos, right, as colleagues. It does not matter if they're a part of Notional or another organization or independent or whatever, right? Like, my preference is to work with them over the next decade. Jay, I have no idea how our Jewish colleagues handle that content. That is incredibly thick skin. I do not understand, how our female colleagues deal with that incredibly thick skin. I know how I deal with.
Such a huge shout out to the cat. I like Cat so much. She never lost it. Like she's always like she doesn't lose the cool, which is quite nice to see.
That's true and impressive, and you're right about that. And as you know, like I've argued with the cat and online, and guess what? I still consider her to be a respected colleague. And craziest part is, okay, Jay taught me this stuff back in 2016. Spent a lot of time teaching me Tendermint. And I still respect him, still consider him a colleague, but I'm not, I have no interest in allowing him to harm myself and like the wider collection of Cosmos colleagues. Now, the harm to myself is really just wasted time, right? Like, I get to be alive, so I'm not really bothered by, photo and video of me beaten half to death because, well, guess what? I didn't die, so get what I mean? However, it's not just me. This treatment is applied to anybody who does not take Jay's exact position, and that's not acceptable. The recent incidents with Jay began with some sort of he calls himself sometimes Cos Muhammad Bitcoin Jesus 9. I threw an Allah in there. I'd forgotten, Muhammad, Allah, right? And then all of a sudden I was being accused of blasphemy. And then minutes after I was being accused of blasphemy, about a half dozen Twitter accounts were posting, photo and video of the day that I nearly died. And
Jacob,
yeah.
Would you allow the thought that this behavior is just essentially trolling and nothing more? Is that
no, I would not.
Okay.
Look, I troll, okay? And trolling is a valid means of political expression. Genuinely believe that. I'm a huge free speecher. Guess what? I'm not calling for Jay to be censored. No. I want people to see Jay, okay? And that is completely fine with me. So the block height has been selected. I have to verify the export, and I have to talk with Billy on the hub team. Right now, he's the project lead. I see no reason to change that unless, of course, he wants to. What I want to do is I want to remove this massive obstacle, not only from Billy's way, but from Neutron's way, from this new Dex's way, from, frankly, my way. We're not having good conversations on the hub, but there's another 30, no, not 30. We validate another 30 chains. There's another 60 some odd chains where we have great conversations on average. Even if you look at failed chains, we have had great conversations about Cerebus. The team vanished, rug pulled, and the conversations around the GovProp to send Cerebus back to hell and kill the chain were incredible, as were some of the suggestions that came afterward. No, we have a validator set, we can maintain this thing, and we have to make sure that it serves some kind of social purpose. I love that. Okay? And on the hub, we're having conversations about, Europe in the 1930s. And the discourse is everything, in my opinion. You have these good discourses, you can promote high ideas, and as a community. So everybody watching, I guess what I want to say is, I think that this thing already has support from consumer chains, certain people inside of the ICF, whichever. I'm doing it anyway, and I see no reason to change anybody's role other than All In Bits' role, which, I'm not suggesting that they be slashed on the Cosmos hub, the Atom hub. Let them have it. We're walking away. And
just quickly, Jacob, I've been privileged enough to be welcomed in by King Don. Why would over 60% of the network choose to leave?
Well, I don't think that they're gonna choose to leave. We're not doing governance.
We can't fork out AIB on the hub, right? Because they're not going to leave, and 60% of the network isn't going to choose to leave. Is my point, right?
Right. So you just take a snapshot and start on your chain. And
no, that's what I mean. So therefore,
the builders are leaving.
You either 60% of the network chooses to leave, which is the yes side currently, Maybe more of them would choose to leave also, but why should the majority choose to leave? Shouldn't AIB just
hang
relinquish?
on. You're creating a false dichotomy, okay? And maybe that's due to lack of understanding, so I'll try and explain. The Atom Hub should continue to make blocks and run and do whatever the hell it is people want to do with it. I will continue to validate, Notional will, and continue to participate in governance, but on a much more limited basis. I have watched colleagues of mine throw pretty much a year into what really amounts to an incredible full court press to reform the hub. I don't think 2.0 is perfect, by the way, but I think they did a very good job, and those are different things. But point being, they do not deserve this kind of treatment, nor do I. I would never treat a member of my team that way, and I would never treat a community member that way. And I, as you know, I can get spicy, but there's a very big difference in types of spicy.
We don't attack individuals' personalities, no threats, etc. Right? Like, have a critical conversation and discussion, and leave personal attacks and threats in particular out of 100%.
Exactly. So, I mean, actually,
let me know when can I enter with some.
You can enter now. I think we're almost at the restaurant. It'll be a great time.
So, I'm having some ginger. Nice to meet you, Rarma. I mean, we know each other. So, I do understand that there is very weird communications. I try to leave away those accusations of the let's say the fixation on the Jewish people or whatever, because I don't know what part of this is just trolling and what part is the act.
I understand.
I must tell you, but I spoke with some anon, right, who is quite respectable of me in the messages, and he says that these trolls are not from Jay, but he says these trolls are from other camp. Specifically, he named the person.
I have to stop you right there, because that is inaccurate entirely. I have screenshots of Jay admitting to paying the very people doing this stuff.
I know the dragon guy, but this dragon guy is
not only the dragon guy. Not only the dragon guy.
How much he paid?
I don't know. I don't care.
Can he pay me?
Well, I mean,
I'm joking.
Sure, he can pay you. He's got sufficient capital. This is actually another problem. If Atom 2.0 were to go really well, that would actually give additional capital to somebody who's behaving in a really disruptive way, and I'm not interested in doing that. I don't think anybody else.
I just want to say, I don't want money from Jay. This Atom Dragon and others, this is really surprising, because these are such a low-level trolls. I want to say to Atom Dragon and others, these guys are just so fucking cringe. These guys are so below any means. And this guy apologized to you after all, and I think it's even more cringe. This guy cannot even stick to the masters that pay him once the masters stop paying him. This is absolutely the lowest human being in the existence. So I don't even want to engage with these people, because these people are absolutely no moral core, no masculinity, no nothing, no rules. So I just don't want to engage. But I'm getting the voices that a lot of these troll accounts are from the opposite camp, to just steer the mess and make you think that maybe the J is crazy or something. That was some voices that I'd hear, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
but it's not. No. I am fully convinced that, first of all, numerous of the alts are actually J, and those alts are actually posting the most extreme content. And again, I'm convinced enough to action on this, and people can, spend time debating, is it really da 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 da, and whatever. I'm actioning on this. I I don't know if you guys know this, but Jack and I have had a very turbulent relationship, and most of that has been because I kept telling Jack, oh, dude, Jay's no big deal. He's fine. He's just, kind of a conspiracy nut or something. But what can I say? It was wrong. He's a conspiracy nut. Yes. I'm a conspiracy nut. He's a very abusive conspiracy nut that the Cosmos community should not have in their way. He's a very abusive conspiracy nut who, I don't know. Yeah, go find out, Anyhow, I don't see the hub going well over time if we accuse every consumer chain of, trying to corrupt the hub or being influenced by a cabal of evil Jewish folk, or they are the WEF. I see the hub going well if we frankly and respectfully share concerns with one another and build it. There's no need to be so shitty to people. And I have had to say over the past 2 months, I guess, or month, Jack, Zucky, I actually get it. I understand why you didn't trust me and why you thought I was maybe a mouthpiece for him. I have very similar political views to Jay. Now, I don't blame the world's problem on any one particular ethno-religious group, but I really do believe that he and I are aligned in many ways and on many issues. However, he expresses this in a manner that, in my opinion, ensures that he will never be able to address issues meaningfully.
So yes, something I addressed today that and it's actually, I feel Ignite and Tendermint are also horrible at they send me this Medium post or whatever about the reasoning for veto. Guys, just practice a writing. It's such a shitty piece that you are
Well, what you need to understand is that in a company, an organization, culture is set top down. That's something I've spent a lot of time on at Notional, and I started the thing, right? So I've thought a lot about how should we work, and what example should I try and set. And sometimes people probably see my content and think, oh, it's extreme and stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm very opinionated, and I like for our organization to express an opinion. I think that's okay and good. I think that there's no need to threaten anybody. I will ruin your life if you vote yes on 2.0. Come on. There's no need.
Did someone say
Yes. You didn't know that? That's what.
Yeah, I think it was that Nick or Adam guy literally messaged a bunch of validators and if you vote yes, this won't end well for you or something along those lines, right? Just absolute trash commentary.
Unbelievable.
I would like to go with you guys, right? Through some of the concerns that I'm getting from the team that is more of the J aligned. I stopped caring about the trolls. I just think it's fine. But there is so many validators who are voting no with veto, and
Let me just say that there are valid reasons that have nothing to do with hatefulness or trolling to veto 2.0,
Mhm.
and that I respect those validators' decisions.
Mhm.
Like, absolutely, okay. There's no voting no with veto does not mean that you are aligned with Jay's ways. Or I'm shocked actually, Rarma, to hear that it was not just me. I thought it was just me.
No, there was multiple people who were messaged that exact same message. Like they copy pasted it to multiple validators. It's disgusting.
Interesting. I didn't receive that. I think they know to not fuck with that.
They might have
I
been
believe
going
it was
by
people
vote
who
power.
voted yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay,
And
Jacob, another question which I got from
yeah,
the
sure.
from the team of the J, right? There is the person. Her name is Rebecca Liao. She's co-founder of Saga. They seem to be particularly fixated on that person, which I'm like, meh, like because like this person
Oh,
is just so
hang on,
uninspiring for me. Like
hang
I
on.
want to say,
They're
when I
right.
listen to like Rebecca
They're
Liao,
correct.
I'm just like out.
Hang on.
Like because
They're correct.
okay, so yeah, let's because like I want to I tell you like I
But I'm not going to. I mean, I don't know if you saw the memes that Jay was sharing about, yelling at, or like whatever. Like, I don't like Rebecca Liao's political affiliations. Okay, they scare me. That I don't know her. Okay, I had a couple of interactions with her while I was working on Cosmos Hub Proposal 55. They did not leave me with a good impression, but I, because of the way that the J Crew fixates on stuff, I said they're correct and that I immediately regretted it because
so is
I don't know
there
what they're
is
saying
is
about
there a
her.
chance that the Atom 2.0 is way for those with political affiliations to um, get a hook on Atom 2.0, or this concern are not valid?
There is a chance. I've
Hmm.
always regarded Atom 2.0 as quite dangerous.
Hmm.
Um, but I, well, carefully analyze the situation. I came up with a 10% figure, okay? 10% figure that 2.0 could actually result in killing the hub. What is nice is that because of what happened with FTX, I think we are actually much safer. I would not have a problem having a conversation with Rebecca Liao about, hey, look, I'm really sorry, but I think that the political party you're affiliated with, um, they really want to hurt cryptocurrency generally. And I think that it
Well,
would be
I have different opinion. I think it's quite in. I always, like I always find these people just so cringe that I just can't shake it off. The way she speak with such persuasive American accent, like the most American San Francisco person, but
Mm.
also like very like to embrace I'm Asian. Like, no, bitch, you are so American to the core. There is not a single Asian bone in
Um,
your body. Like you
but
are
no,
banana. Like you are yellow on the
hang on. No,
outside.
but it doesn't. But this
Anyway,
is my point. Actually, hang on. This is my
more,
point.
more.
No, no. I think you're on completely invalid points of criticism now
It
because
doesn't
guess
matter.
what?
Who
It's
cares?
2022. Welcome to the Great World Orgy. Like
Yeah,
I
but
don't
this
like
is funny. So I just want to
um,
tell people that there are people that are cringy, and everyone who is cringy, just don't listen to them because, like, I like when people when they crash on the crypto market and like she's not followed
wait,
by like
but done. It's much easier to discuss without gender or race and to simply say,
where is the
Rebecca, I'm very
gender?
sorry,
Where is
but like
the gender? Jacob, where is the agenda? Was it an agenda?
Well,
I thought.
you threw the word bitch in there. There's just no need. And
Beach.
there's no need to
I'm calling
discuss
like beach,
you know.
like Jacob beach. I would say the
Well, you
same.
can call that thing. I know.
Like who
Plus,
cares?
there's
Like
issues
come
of
on, are you getting
translation.
offended
Anyhow,
with the word beach? What else you gonna tell me? What else?
no, I'm not. You know this. Now, I'm
Are you
trying to make a
getting?
point though about how I think we should address FTX affiliated people, but we have arrived at the restaurant where they make the Loki, and we have gotten a private room. So I must go. We may broadcast again. Rarma, thank you so much for joining. Don, thank you so much for joining. And what did I want to say? Yes. Really, I think we need to avoid Democratic Party affiliations at all costs. Good evening.
Yeah, if
Enjoy
you
your
want to
team
join, I'm gonna
session.
stay with Rarma, right? I'm gonna stay with Rarma. Rarma, what are your thoughts on Atom 2.0? And also apologize for calling anyone beach. It's just that term. Is it even offensive
You
to call? Like
you
I'm
you
gonna Google. Hey,
you
is
said
beach
you
offensive?
told you told Kevin he should I think it was suck some dicks. So I think everyone has a pretty good understanding that you'll say things that you may not necessarily mean, and there's generally no offense in what you say. There's your banter and parody can be
It's
very
just
different things.
I
We've
I
lost your
focus.
camera.
It's
Oh,
back.
he's back. All
Look, my
right. We still have Jacob here partially, I think.
Now, oh.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rama. He needs
Beach
his
and
meow
she wants
to
be
make him
with
feel
you.
better.
Yeah. Yes, little baby. So, I'm throwing this because it's like I don't know if you getting offended at the beach or anything. I think that's not your place, maybe. But I just find it cringy that the person like who coming to crypto like year ago is a lawyer, is like has political affiliation, and then there's crypto crash of FTX, and she record a video about that the about the mission why we do it. Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Go away! You have no idea. Like
This is why
what
I
the
love you,
hell?
Don. Straight,
So it's
brutal
like
honesty all the time.
it's so funny, and because this is the people that get like to the TV, and she keeps repeating the same word all the time. I think absolutely or something like this, like every two sentences. I'm just like like that's why I don't like this San Francisco or like this type of people, like because they are like they don't live in the real world, like people like you created the problem, and this is not crypto. FTX nor you nor someone you represent, neither Democratic Party, neither Republican Party, you guys are not crypto. You do not represent the people who use it. Like you are like you are probably the problem. Like I mean, so yeah, that's the point. What's your thoughts on the Atom 2.0, Rarma? Would you
Uh,
vote?
I haven't voted. I may vote. I think the discussions of the last few days have been quite positive from a 2.0 for 2.0 perspective. I've been keeping an eye on the discourse, the Telegram channels, Zaki and the likes, how they're communicating in the Telegram channel. Early on, I think maybe start from the beginning. The document itself, the white paper, the very academic paper, very technical.
Yeah.
I think that the team, and I mean no disrespect in this, I think the team were pressed for time with releasing the white paper. From obviously Cosmoverse was the event to announce it. It had to be announced then. I think due to the technical components of the document, how much effort and time went into it. I think they had it done, ready just in time. I remember Sam Hart tweeting multiple times like, this thing has taken so much time. We've worked on it for so long. almost done, and that was like a week or so out from Cosmoverse, right? It's not ideal timeframes from a project perspective to have something, you know, peer reviewed, remediated, and you could tell, right? There was very small typos and mistakes and such in the document. You know, leaving things out like, you know, 2/3 vote power is one of the large things that the community jumped on straight away. Little mistakes like that are bound to happen. It's 26 pages, right? But they're very important pieces that you would, if you had the time, make sure is, you know, triple, quadruple checked and proofread and remediated prior to release. So I think the team were pressed for time. Ultimately, I think what should have happened should have been that there should have been the 2.0 announcement and a light paper released for the general audience that explains the primary goals and that, you know, this is the direction of 2.0. And then also release 2.0 technical paper and give the audience the opportunity to choose which of the two they wanted to review, right? Here is the wider, larger vision, very technical, very complex, and here's the emission schedules, etc. Here is the light paper, here is the emissions, here is the primary objectives of the Treasury, the allocator, the scheduler, that the general audience could understand. I think that would have had a very positive outcome and positive feedback from the community. Same concerns, right? You know, minting that amount to a Treasury, understanding what the councils are, etc. Same concerns, 100%. They would have been easy to be able to communicate within the, you know, month or so time frame on Cosmos Hub. But I think we would have had far less critical feedback that we get now because of how technical the document is. People can jump in there and be like, and pick on, you know, these little things that aren't quite clear and really drill down on them and be like, hey, there's absolutely no way I'm going to vote yes for this thing. Or I'm voting no with veto because of this one thing. Because of how technical the document is. I think, unfortunately, that's a negative for 2.0. In something that I think, and I've expressed this a few times now, is that overall the direction of 2.0, I think, is a good thing. I think we just need to change things. And I've said this from day one, is like the Treasury shouldn't have that amount minted to it. It should go to the likes of the community pool and go through governance and then make sure that we can understand who the councils are, you know, give them the funding they need, make sure there's checks and balances in place for the councils, and that the emissions should be very different. So the tail emissions should go to stakers. The idea of minting that many tokens I wasn't fond of, and all of those things, and probably more from the community, have been taken into as feedback and changed in the future 2.0 vision. I just think
what would be the best, just want to ask, what would be the best tokenomics for you, just like from top of your head? Have you?
Yeah, so I think the current direction is great. They're looking at increasing the community tax. I think all chains should do this. It's a great idea. Increase the tax, make sure you've got, you know, long-term sustainable income for your chain to fund development, fund grants, etc. That's a very good way to continuously fund your own chain in your own treasury via the community pool. I don't think minting tokens is a great idea. You can't create money out of thin air. And if you do, at some point, those tokens need to be sold, and someone needs to pay for them.
But everything is created out of thin air, Rarma. Money is created out of thin air. Everything is created.
But we're trying to get away from that, right?
I mean, well, it's like all proof of stake chains creates money out of thin air, right? Like it's
via inflation, right?
Yeah.
The goal is to reduce the inflation. I still think Atom should reduce inflation, but we should increase the community tax to continually fund the community pool, which can then be used as a treasury to fund development.
Yeah,
because we can't sit on the hub at like 20% inflation.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it's not 20. It's up to 20 right now. The inflation is at 12%. It's not the worst. You get the staking reward at 20, but it was for a long time was like at 7, which is like quite okay. You get the staking rewards at like 13% or 12. I think it's okay. So maybe reduce to not go above 10, right? Like it's maybe okay. I think
I think
maybe
that'd be
like
fair.
reasonable 15 to 20% tax. I don't think more is wise than 20%, for sure, not more than the quarter. And if we don't have money, maybe you can mint once like a few million tokens, or no? You think we should not even touch this?
I don't like the concept of minting
Right.
tokens.
So we're not
I
gonna mint.
think
We're just gonna use okay. Like I agree. Quite good point.
increase the community tax, and I think increase it to, I think the current plan for 2.0 or 2.x, whatever we want to call it, is to increase it from 2% to 10%. Based on the current inflation and the like. I think that'll get us about the 4 million tokens within a year, which is good. And if we needed to, increase it to more, right? So
then we shouldn't do like 10%, 4 million tokens. It's like $50 million for the funding, and if the token performs better, because I think like people get hooked up and they think we are diluting value, but like, hey, if in 20 years there is like 5 times more atoms and the price stays the same, you still more likely made like, but this time you will be like thousands in revenues from the staking reward and from the airdrops. So it's not really like it's not that the inflation is that negative, because the market cap of the Cosmos Hub is expanding, and I think that's what we should pay attention more than just the price of the token. Not sure if you agree.
yeah, and I never sit there and look at Atom and be like, hey, Atom's $10 or it's $20 or it's $40. I always look at it as the amount of atoms, because that's how developers are paid. When they choose to sell those, it doesn't necessarily matter, right? The governance proposal is to fund them for X amount of atoms for that piece of work, and that's how we should judge and look at it. In terms of airdrops, just very quickly on that, I think with the likes of ICS, I think we're likely to see, for the most part, the end of airdrops as we've previously known them. Just gifting tokens to stakers, I think will probably disappear for any ICS-like chain, because they're going to be continuously funding Atom stakers through transaction fees anyway. So as an example, when Neutron is stood up as the first ICS chain, they're not going to airdrop Atom stakers, because they're already going to pay a percentage of their fees back to Atom stakers anyway. So
I think they said they're going to do airdrop, no?
I don't think they should, is more to the point, right?
Yeah.
So why Atom funded it, so why would Neutron then go and give them the money that they funded back to stakers directly, when they're going to continuously fund them back through transaction fees anyway? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
for all ICS chains, right? If a new layer 1 chain stands up and uses the SDK and they choose to airdrop Atom stakers, no problem, right? But ICS chains, I don't think should. I think they should just pay their percentage of the fees back to Atom stakers, and long term, the Atom stakers will get their investment back that helped fund the ICS chain and more into the future, so long as that ICS chain token value remains or increases over time.
I couldn't agree more. That is very wise words, and I don't know why people. You know what's the problem of the like Atom 2.0? It's like I don't know why these people don't get the. That's a cat, but she's in the heat now, so she's getting crazy, and she like really crave my attention. Like she's really demanding now. It's her second time she's in heat, so. You see, poor her, right? Poor, like I know it's difficult time for you. Maybe not difficult, but I heard it might be annoying for them. Simply like she wants to mate, and she thinks I might be the right candidate, but obviously I'm not her kind. So
different species. Yep.
Yeah. So but she might not know it.
She just sees the testosterone streaming from King Don. That's the man for me,
so much testosterone. I can't blame her that she's getting so crazy.
So much alpha and sigma vibes coming from King Don. She just can't help herself.
Yes. So I don't know why, like, I think Atom 2.0 people who write it in this academic wording, like, they should actually send to someone like you and be like, just tell us what you don't understand, and then you
Yeah,
rewrite
so
it to better wording, and you to be actually presentable, like, in the better terms.
yeah, and I think I obviously don't understand the team's timeframes and who they got to review the document. But I think, from my understanding, they got a lot of people who have been involved in Atom for a long time,
Mhm.
industry leaders, etc. But you should be bringing in, and I'm going to use a couple of examples of who you should bring in to review those kinds of documents, who may not be as intricately involved in Atom, but people like Kevin Garrison,
Mhm.
golden ratio staking, blockchain, Polkachu, Joe Abbey, the more community focused validators who understand and they're in the trenches every day, right? Like they
Mhm.
talk to community people often in various formats, various platforms. If you were to present that document to those people, I have no doubt that they would say this thing is far too complex to go to the wider audience. And this
Yeah.
is just one of the things with Atom is that I believe that there is a bubble that people who work on Atom within a contractual perspective, they all work with each other. They're all contracted to Atom, and most of them work for companies that have contracts with the hub,
Mhm.
and they've decided to implement 2.0, which is great, and I think the direction is good. Needs some tweaks, but you need to step out of that bubble if you
Mhm.
want to get feedback, and you need to bring in trusted members of the community to understand what should be and can be presented to the community. I don't think this document hit the
Yeah,
mark
this
because
is
of how
very,
technical it was.
like,
That,
this is
that's that's pure. Yeah. If it was
because,
not technical and there was a light paper, 100%, this thing just passes like easy, 80, 90%
yeah,
with amendments, obviously. But the understanding of what the document is the hard part, right?
I think the interchain foundation function as such a really, like, as you said, the bubble community with no relation to the actual community, that they don't realize that you can't present things this way. And I actually spoke before with the Spade from Neutron. He's great at this. Like, he
Yeah,
always, like, just
Spade's
do it
great.
through right, just do it through right, and, like, you ask the question, and so he actually understands that. But I mean, like, you interchain foundation guys, like, where do you live? Like, how you might not know? Like, imagine they have highly skilled people, and yet they have not a single person to realize that you can't present this in this form. Like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
wrong
we've
with
got
you
to
guys?
remember too, right? Like a lot of these people are very development
Yeah,
centric and orientated.
yeah.
So my experience, and I'm not so much a developer, but more of a consultant from a business
Mhm,
perspective. Developers often have a hard time kind of communicating, right? Because
mhm.
they're very focused on code and tech, and you can see that when people present at events, right? Like, find me a crypto event where you've got developers on stage and it's not cringe. Find me one. Like, all of them
Yeah.
have an element of them that are just absolutely cringe. They can't present very well, and that's because they're very technically focused and technically aligned, and a lot of them don't deal very well with social situations.
Yeah.
There's very few
Have,
that can do both.
have you met your partners from the Juno subDAO?
I've met a number of them, not all of them yet, but I met a number of them.
How's Tyborg? Nice guy.
Well, so
Like
Cyborg's
him?
not on the sub DAO; he's on the delegations DAO.
Uh fucking Juno delegations. Fucking hell.
There's two,
Grove
yeah.
Juno.
So that
Yeah, man. I was looking at the delegation subDAO, and I
yeah,
was thinking, oh, such a great team. And now I'm
the
looking at
delegations DAO.
and now I'm
Yeah,
looking at
yeah,
the
I'm
Grove
really looking
Juno
forward to that, and I
subDAO,
think
and
we're
it's
going to
just,
get a really good outcome there. There's some very, very good, experienced, wider community people on that, and there was some concerns raised. They're like, "Hey, there's not many Juno people on there." I'm like, "Fantastic! Like, let's get non-Juno focused people on there, and people who are involved in other chains and other ecosystems that have good delegations policies, because we can't stay in our happy bubble." right? We need
Yeah, I want to
other
ask you.
experiences.
I want to ask you: Is Patmos the right candidate, considering he thrown so much money at Loop Finance? Just let's go through.
Delegations or growth fund?
Patmos is on the growth. It's on the
Yeah, so I think we need, and this is my opinion, we need varying skill sets, right?
Mhm.
I'm not technical from a blockchain perspective. I
Is
can
Patmos
do,
like really great tech savvy, because he
yeah,
promised delivering of the liquid staking, and we just fucking waiting, like, and waiting and waiting. Everyone
yeah.
delegated
So
to
I've
him.
spoken to Putmos a number of times. I think if you listened into, there was a Spaces on liquid staking that was hosted by Spark
Yeah.
IBC, I believe it was, a
Mhm.
few weeks ago. Did you listen to that? We had Stride,
No, sorry.
Patmos, Quicksilver. Yeah, so go and have a look at. It'll be on Terra Spaces, because it'll
Yeah.
be. It might even still be on Spark IBC Twitter by now, but
Mhm.
go and listen to that. There was Stride, there was Quicksilver, there was Putmos. Kevin was speaking on behalf of Putmos. Govmos, which is the liquid staking
Yeah.
module or protocol. It's basically a framework for liquid staking that anyone can use on any chain. So it gives delegators the choice of which validator they want to choose, and all these additional features, right? I have no doubt that there is a product there that's going to be delivered.
Mhm.
I think Putmos is extremely technically sound. I also think Putmos is not one person, by the way.
It's
I
not.
think there's
It's
a
a
team.
team of
Yeah,
people.
there's a team behind Putmos, right?
Right.
So you're not going to be here for 9 months, right, or more, promising to deliver a product,
Yeah.
validating multiple ecosystems, getting in the firing line of Atom 2.0 by voting veto if you don't have plans on being around long term, and eventually you're going to have to deliver a product. Otherwise, people will call you out for it.
Yeah.
Right?
I like
They're very
Patmos.
technical.
I must
Yeah,
tell you,
yeah.
I like Patmos because he's wise. I thought it was very brave of him to actually vote no with veto on Atom 2.0 before any smaller validator did it. Like, that was like really that was balls like that. So but then Golden Ratio, like, I really like Golden Ratio. He's such a nice guy, but he's also such a shitcoin maximalist. Like, I mean,
Yeah. So
so what's
the members
what's
on the
his
team, right?
value on the Juno Grove team?
Yeah, so there's some very, very experienced people, and we've got such a broad range of experiences on the growth
Uh-huh.
fund. That's why I'm so excited for it. You've got Putmos technically, Golden Ratio from an investment perspective. We've got John. Hopefully, I'm not doxing anyone. We've got John Caceres, I believe, from Lavana. Very, very experienced investor and team and project builder. We've got a member of, I think, Cleomedes on there from a
Could
analysis and
could
BD
these people
perspective.
use it? I want to ask you. For example, you mentioned Levana. Could
Mhm.
they use it for like their own benefits, because Levana is like moving to Juno? Could they? Do you think they could use this insider influence that they have
So
in
this
the
this is
growth
something that I
to
think.
actually fund their own projects?
Yeah, so I think this is something that I'm super interested in, right? I've heard lots of people, or lots of people have come to me to be like, "Hey, can we get this existing or already planned project that wants to come to Juno funded through the Growth Fund now?" My answer as an individual is no, right? If you're already planning to come here, your goal was to come to Juno, you can come to Juno, right?
I understand, but
If
what
you
if Levana building some side project and like, hey, we want 200K?
Well, so an example, right? And I think if you have plans to come to Juno, such as Complay, and you want to come, ask for it from the community pool. I think
Yeah.
we should, similarly to Adam, we should increase the community pool tax to make sure that that stays topped up. There's already a lot in there. There's like 15 million Juno in there, so we're pretty healthy at the moment. But we should increase it to make sure it stays topped up. If the teams can deliver us a grant or funding request that has deliverables and timelines and you know segregated funding allotments. The word escapes my mind right now. then we should approve it, right? We should be a bit more frivolous with the community pool because otherwise it's just going to sit there and do nothing, right? So Complay, easy. Thank you very much. Fund it. Levana comes to us. They give us a time frame, deliverables, milestones, and we send that money to something like the Growth Fund DAO, where we can say this is set aside for Levana. They get 4 installments of X amount of Juno. We just review it every quarter and fund them as long as they're meeting their milestones. Fantastic. Pay them, bring them on board. Let's go. The Growth Fund DAO should be used for projects that aren't looking to come to Juno or investors that aren't looking to come to Juno, where we spend the Juno to make them come to Juno. So we fund them to develop on Juno, or we spend the Juno for team members who are very focused on business development or looking at venture capitalists to come and invest in Juno. That's what the fund should be used for.
I want to say, because I think some people that I like Juno so much, I think it's such a experimentation hub, and it's so great because some people think I dislike Juno, but it's like our
I have no
opus
idea why,
drama.
Don.
It's like our own drama. Like, this is so good. Like, like Juno is the chain that I can come and call it Incel Hub, because that's the, if you can, like, what else you can call it, like, because this is and I want to say, maybe Juno is the place that doesn't discriminate. It's for the chants, it's for the incels, it's for the betas, it's for the sigmas, it's for the alphas, right?
For me, it's for anyone who wants to come and put in the effort and put in the work and be rewarded. Right? That we've got a few projects that have been on Juno from the highs, right? The 30s, the 40s, etc. They're still here now. They're still building. They've been through the Luna crash. They've been through the price coming down 90%. They're still here. They're small teams that have not been funded in any substantial manner, but they're still developing a product, right? Examples, and shameless shill, like Raccoon, right? As much as people want to shit on them, it's 2 devs. They've had no funding from Juno except for the small hack Juno amount that they got. Signal, which is like an AI. Signal is the audio visual game or puzzle. Didn't get funding. The Selena AI, they're building AI to use social engineering to determine UFC fights. Stake Dragons are only more recent, but like all these small grassroots teams that want to come and build something, they can come and they can do that. And they're accepted until they do something wrong. And the community holds every project accountable. Loop is a fantastic example where if the community doesn't like what you're doing, regardless of whether you're funded or not, they're going to call you out. Universe DAO, fantastic example. They did shit that was not cool. The community called them out and canceled them. It's like, see you later. Like, you're rugging the community. We're not going to have it. See you later.
I want to ask you, because you were upset about raccoons recently. I mean, because someone joined the
upset? Me? Never.
You seemed a little upset. Like, it's the the community member, like the very recognizable community member in Cosmos, decided to acquire the finest piece of the raccoon NFT.
Yeah, Dave.
And you seemed upset about it, and I don't know why.
It's a bit of both. So Robbo and I have been doing we call it like rugging each other, right? So like just in a way, like doing stuff that seems really negative and bad to upset each other. There's like a bit of a joke and a meme. Robbo got me and the rest of the crew got me a few weeks ago with like a bunch of gelato based NFTs that they built, like basically just pictures, and they set them as their profiles and backgrounds on a spaces where we hosted Angel Protocol. And before the show started, they all jumped in with these like gelato background and profile pictures with my NFT face on them to really like rub it in and be like, oh, we got you, ha ha ha. So I had to get them back, right? So when Dave bought the NFT, I'm not a fan of Dave, right? Like he's a shameless shill, a marketing account that has bot followers. shills all of the terrible rugs like Universe DAO and P-Stake and the like shit projects, in my opinion. Gets paid to tweet about them. Not a big fan, right? That's how I feel. That's what I've seen over the last year or so. I've got him blocked for a reason, because I don't want him seeing my content, because he'll just copy a thread that someone's written and post it as his own. Shameless shit like that, right? So when I saw he bought an NFT and then was in the spaces, like I got DM'd that he was in the spaces with the rest of the Raccoon guys. I jumped in and I was just like, I blew up and I was like, this is bullshit. Like, you can't let him in the community. He's the scum of the earth, absolute trash. And then just instantly left. Hey,
why not?
Because it's damaging to the Raccoon reputation, straight up. Like, you don't want to have people like Dave involved in your project if your project is about transparency, accountability, and building.
Why don't you troll them in like different manner? Like, let him join and then just like make him feel weird.
So the only thing that can happen with someone like Dave joining the Raccoon community or project is negative impact on Raccoon. There's no positives.
Right. Do you guys have Discord?
Yeah, there's a Discord. You can join it.
And do you guys have some fun on Discord sometimes? Like, I mean, do you guys watch movies together?
There's general public chats in there. There's a private section for NFT owners. There's bots in there for like the secret NFT sales. There's a meme section. There's a over-the-counter marketplace. There's a voice chat where you can go in there and chat with community members. Yeah.
I have recently discovered that I play with the with miladies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting addicted.
So,
I'm getting addicted to this, and
today
I didn't record
cool,
video.
And what I've been saying is like 90% of an NFT project is the community, right? You've got to have a community of people that have fun, and I think that's why as much shit talking as we do, and we really upset a lot of people on Twitter because of how we shit post. But that's how it is. We have a great time doing it. A lot of people are starting to understand that, and I think it's taken a while to realize that 90% of what we say is shit posting. Like the whole the tweets that I did about Dave, a letter to the Raccoon DAO. While there was a message in there to shillers and influencers that you won't be accepted if you do bad practices, right? If you're just like an account that's a bit of an influencer and you buy a Raccoon, no problem, right? Like work your way in, pay your dues in terms of putting in effort to be part of the community, no problem. Examples of like Dave, Crypto Like Mo, a few other examples, I won't accept you into the community because you're damaging to the ecosystem. So there was a message in there of that, like, don't even try because you won't be accepted. But also it was part shit posting, right? Like some of the messaging in there, if you read between the lines, it was the title, a letter to the Raccoon DAO, that was 100% banter. Like Rarma would never write something like that as like a real message.
It's like, why so angry?
Yeah. The tweet of like, if you want him, you can have him. I'll list every NFT below the floor and exit. I would never list the NFTs that I own below the floor and rug the community that I helped build from nothing over the last 10, 11 months, right? That's not something that I would do. I'm not a shitbag. So people like Robbo, like straight away knew that I was shitposting and having a good time. Whereas a lot of other people would have been like, man, Shane, like Rama's really angry. He's got like a bone to pick. He's really exited. But it's part of the game, and the engagement and the story that we're building around being raccoons and trash pandas and shit posters. But 90% of the time, like we'll jump into spaces, we have good times. Like we've got a meme war going. We had a meme war with bad kids. We sent you back home to your rooms. You're all grounded. Now rec bulls, rec cows wanted to have a go. So we'll send them off to slaughter, and it'll just be the raccoons left again.
You're gonna destroy everyone. There will be nothing else left than raccoons. How about you do some other art? Like, guys, why stop on the raccoons? Expand, drop another collection of 2000 something, this time with better art. Let it go.
You can't get better than what we've got done. No, so
Man,
the
come
team,
on.
as I said before, the team's only 2 people. It's Mol and Zap.
It doesn't have to be the
Um,
team. It can be you. It can be the community making derivatives. Make the pixel raccoons.
the
Expand.
pixel NFTs are dog shit.
I don't know
Bored
what
Ape
job.
Yacht Club,
It's not dog shit.
all
It's
that,
quite good
terrible.
actually. I
Um,
but I want to tell
no,
you.
so there was plans to release another collection on Juno. At the moment, the team's focused on delivering more
Juno.
games.
There is only one NFT hub on Cosmos, and it's not Juno.
Yeah, I'd rather not get into that conversation with you, Don.
It's so smooth, man. It's so smooth. 21 people watching Stargaze, the greatest NFT hub on Cosmos. Such a beautiful platform. Great people walking there. Like the development, so pushing forward. You guys have no idea.
You have one of the best IBC developers in the ecosystem in Jake Hartnell. Not sure about the rest of the team.
Man,
Don included.
Your sleepers would fall off if you would hear about the rest of the team. That's how good it is. But
no, so there was
till we
plans to
make
release
that.
like a series 2 on Juno. They want to build more games at the moment and kind of expand the platform onto some more chains in the short term. Because everyone thinks we're like an NFT project in Raccoon, but really it's a gaming platform with a DAO that is the DAO owners are NFT owners. And they really, the team, Mol and Zap, really want to focus on delivering more games and less about. Yeah, all good. Still holding bunghole coin. Brave man. Juno's anti-FTX. I think I would say that anyone focusing on DeFi is anti-FTX or anti-CEX.
Sorry, so I wanted to tell you, I've been spending a lot of time on Discord recently. Man, in the voice
With
chat,
my
do you know you
ladies.
can play the games? Do you guys play games in the Raccoon? If you have Nitro, you need to have it, I think, for the voice chat. You can open the games and there is put party. You can play golf together with your friends. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's something raccoons would enjoy. You can play poker together, many other games.
So our pastime and our game is burning the IBC ecosystem to the ground,
Right. But I think you should play golf. You should embrace a little bit more of the love. No,
golf with your friends via Steam.
Sorry?
Is it golf with your friends via Steam, or is it like a Discord game?
It's the Discord game.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. You can watch movies together. I know it sounds cringy, but I think it's really cool. Maybe
honestly, it sounds right up the miladies alley. Honestly, us raccoons focus on more pressing, important issues than playing golf with your friends.
Because there is wait, one milady telling me they sip Russian vodka. I need to harass this milady.
So okay. I think why you enjoy it so much, Don, is because you're such a Sigma Alpha that being in a milady's Discord, you get to really run the show and tell everyone what to do.
I have another one that I really enjoy. It's me. I'm in Hong Kong. I had to downgrade it. There's another project by Milady. Can I shield it to you or not?
Please. There's zero chance I'm going to buy it, but by all means.
Man, it's the greatest. It's 100% Remilio. This is Remilio. It's not even minted yet. I spent in last week over $2,000.
OpenSea. I can't afford ETH gas. It's like $3 a transaction.
Yeah,
bro.
man, they are expensive.
You've changed since you became a member of Star's team, mate. I remember you before. All of your videos used to be like, "I'm going to liquid stake 0.2 Atom," and now you're buying shit off OpenSea on ETH mainnet. What the hell? How much funds you got over there, Don?
No, I'm liquidating everything. I don't make much money. Which is annoying because people say oh, you paid by Stargaze now, bro. I ask literally the McDonald's salary. Like, so I think it's fair to say how much. Like, I cannot say because
But you
it's
don't
like
need to say, mate. I'm taking the piss,
Stargaze,
obviously.
right?
I'm having a laugh with you.
But it's like, I look at these threats. Trump 2024, save American. This
Dude,
NFT is
that
great.
thing is worth at least 2 ETH. Like, buy that immediately.
I'm saying to you, like,
Don, buy that for me right now, and I'll send you the ETH. Let's go.
no, these like, I cannot afford this. I've been minting. I'm liquidating everything I have.
Okay, so you liquidated your 100 bad kids, and you bought 100 Remilios on OpenSea. Is that what you're telling me? You're validating on IBC and slowly pilfering all of your funds out of the IBC and Stargaze NFT platform or marketplace through salaries into ETH NFT. Is that what you're telling me, Don?
Families gotta eat, man. Families gotta eat.
So you've sold 100 bad kids, got yourself in a nice salaried role, and now you own 50 Miladies and 100.
I have over 70 bad kids. So I was selling when I told you, like, before I needed some money. I was getting out money. So recently I got out like $13,000 from crypto, 1-3. Right. So, and I have a little bit other money going. So it's like I have enough money for like 6 to 12 months. So now the money that I make flipping or stuff, I'm just like playing with NFTs. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
So
side money, have some fun. That's what crypto's about, right? Like everyone talks to me and they're like, oh, or people don't want to talk to me because like, oh, Rarma's so serious and he always shits on everyone and he's always looking for these things. He's a conspiracy theory. I'm like, partly yes, but also like I can just flick the switch like instantly and I'll be like, I'll have a serious topic and then there'll be another Twitter thread that I'll reply to and it'll be absolute shit talk and banter. I'll jump on a spaces and it'll be like laughs and giggles. Like, I'm here to have a good time, but also like have serious conversations. And if you can't have like 60 to 80% of what you're doing enjoyable, then what are you doing? Why are you here? If you're going to be like serious all the time and shit on people constantly, like I do, but also not enjoy yourself, then it's a recipe for disaster, right? So when I'm like, oh, Don sold all his bad kids, he sold the top, you're all Don's liquidity, I'm shit talking and I'm having a good time,
So I sold 30, but I start selling before the rise up. So I will start selling around 3,000 floor, and I finished selling at 5,000 floor. And then the price went to nearly 10,000 stars, and I didn't sell anything. And then I bought back.
Because you had your floor at 20,000 done.
Because I FOMO'd back in, right? But I got some money out. I probably got like maybe a few $1,000s out from bad kits. I still have a lot of them. Probably I will sell few more. Like if we go up, and if we go up to 100,000, I'm like selling it all, and you're never gonna see me again. Like, what the hell? I'm gonna be in Caribbean playing tennis.
You'd be in the Bahamas with Sam from FTX, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out. No, like
just quickly, Don. Have you seen the Commonwealth thread on the Juno Communications DAO?
No, I actually rarely go to Commonwealth, which is quite shitty.
You don't know? So there's a whole communications DAO coming out for Juno, Don. Maybe maybe they could offer more and a better token than what Stars is currently offering.
Hey, there is some assumption in Juno community that I'm not gonna make content on Juno. Like, I'm gonna make content on Juno.
You make content on Juno. It's all just negative content.
It was negative because it was funny recently. I thought
I had a great laugh. There was so like the amount of times that I was watching it and I was like, I had the timestamp of the video and your tweet of like when you're like, I did a Stargaze tokenomics video. And I'm watching it partway through and I'm like writing up a tweet. I'm like, fuck you, Don. I'm like, delete. I'm like, keep watching it. I'm like, pause it. I'm like, you fucking scumbag, paid shill. I'm like, delete. I watched it all the way through.
I was
like, this is the best humorous content I've had in a very long time. It's like none of the points that you wanted to hit around tokenomics and like why either platform is better than the other actually hit. It was just all shit talking. It was great. It was so good.
It's just jealous. That's like
so
what
good.
else I have nothing to say. And I was like, it's sometimes I woke up and I was like, thank you, Max, for giving me content for today. Like, that was it. That was my thought. I was nothing else.
Honestly, like I'm gonna send you the link to the growth fund to the communications sub DAO. This is like, it's a legitimate DAO that's coming up for like marketing or communications stuff. So, hello, Teen Lee, how you doing? Like, so I always make sure now when I watch one of your videos, I watch it through before I like ever think about replying or like retweeting anything, to be like, Don's at it again. He's a piece of shit. I'm like, just because the context is so hard to get unless you watch it all the way through. Is that was premium content. I had a great laugh.
Thank you. I appreciate, but I want to tell you about some this communication sub-DAO. For now, like, if you throw it, I would vote no. Like, but maybe I will vote yes. The reason is I'm not sure if the marketing that would be based on like content creation is viable. So, like, if that would appear on Stargaze, hey, we want to make the fund that will pay creators. I'm no. Like, it's just it. You know, my work with Stargaze is like very very different, and I'm afraid that there will be many creators. Let's say there is creator like me that would try to use the exploit this kind of communication sub-DAO and start making a lot of content that is valueless just because it benefits them. So it's like it's really difficult market. Like, and also
so a great example, right, is someone that I'm currently talking to now who creates a lot of low value content daily on YouTube. Versus someone like Friends who do very infrequent videos that have very high quality, you know. Which of those two would I rather fund? You know, Don Kryptonium, 100%, right? I'd much rather fund him from a Juno perspective, very grassroots, growth orientated platform that the general audience would look to watch to get content from, that is generally unbiased unless it's stars focused, that has real critical conversations and brings up real topics that the general crypto cosmos ecosystem wants to talk about and hear, right? You host various people, you bring tough questions to all of them, and I'd much rather have someone like you funded other people like Cosmos Spaces, Crypto Tank, smaller grassroots communications should be funded, and the larger people like Friends and Cedo can use their own influence that they've garnered and generated through their validating and their channels to fund themselves. They don't need Juno communications funding, right? The whole intention of that communications DAO is, in my opinion, to fund grassroots communications and marketing, and not to give money to the likes of Cedo and Friends and Dave Cosmos and etc., who already have alternate funding streams. But also to market Juno in a larger capacity. So there will be the likes of, there may be, and I'm not involved in the communications DAO at all, this is just my thoughts, we should pay larger marketing firms to go and promote Juno as the place to come, right? So give them a decent amount of Juno and go and market to the broader crypto sphere. Come to Juno and build.
I want to be the director, and I want Lobo be with me, because Lobo is
so
Lobo hates spending
my
money.
vision for Juno is to have Core 1 no longer represented or in power in the next few years.
Yeah, it would be.
That's personal opinion. They shouldn't be involved. They can be involved in a few of the sub DAOs, but Core 1 as an entity necessarily shouldn't be involved. There should be enough development that's funded via community pool or sub DAOs to ensure Juno's success. And Core 1 as an entity, they can sit there with their 12-year vesting, do nothing, or still contribute and earn additional Juno into the future if they want to. But I think Core 1 should be slowly over time split up into sub DAOs and have a Core 2 that has core members that are across a number of the sub DAOs that are managed by the broader community.
what
And
if
I think they agree. So feel free to tweet me or DM me if you see this and you disagree. But I think they also agree with that, and that's
no,
the mission.
it's all right. Like because I actually received some tokens from DAO because of the tutorials I made. I'm not making
Yeah.
more now because I'm waiting for V2. So what I want to do, I want to do like complex full course of like maybe 30 videos, maybe 50 videos, like just the full explanation of the platform. But with Juno, you surely like need like the very like, because I make videos, you know, that these videos are like not really for outsiders of the ecosystem because there are so much inside, like it's about all the drama that's inside. But like Juno maybe needs some like education, right? Not personality driven, like spike the education somewhere. Like it's hard to think, but this is always like questionable if the entities that try to work will be you know, legit, you know, because it's not about just
Mm.
throwing money at people. Like because you don't want this to end like as the Schiller parade, because shilling doesn't work. Let's make it clear. Shilling
Yeah,
doesn't
100%.
really work.
Yeah.
It's more likely you should be focused on building like really good platform, because what happened with like Ethereum, for example, and shilling the DAO tokens before in 2021, this is very short-sighted because the YouTuber goes, get pays a lot, shill, dump on the community, but the community that is there is only to make money. They are not to make
Mm.
platform. They are here to watch video quickly, hopefully making this 100% jump overnight and be out. That's so actually this sort of videos, the shilling has complete no use for the healthiness of the platform and rather is negative. So yeah, like it has to be taught, it has to be like managed well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will
Did
have
you
a
read
look.
the subDAO objectives?
Yeah, like I just opened this, so I will read after.
Yeah, it's quite in depth. I think I wasn't involved in any of this. I just saw the post on the Commonwealth. There's a lot of objectives in there and a lot of very specific and targeted points for what the communications DAO is focused on. It's very, very good in my opinion, for what will and can be funded. There was a question I just wanted to quickly touch on that from, I think it was Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent.
Um, yeah. Is Juno's growth limited perhaps by the programming language, given the alternative smart contract platforms available in Cosmos? In what way? So, like Cosmwasm, Rust. I think. Oh, we got Jacob back again. Or are
Yeah,
you opening up another window?
I think maybe he doesn't have the good internet.
I think when he opens his phone, like he unlocks his phone, the app may still be open, so it tries to like
No,
reconnect.
his internet is keep dropping. Like I see
Right.
connection zero now, so he's gonna drop.
Yeah. Okay. I think the likes of Neutron are definite competitors to Juno in a sense, but I think one of the things and strengths of Juno is it's entirely community owned. That's not going to be true for many chains that start up in the future. The added benefit that Juno has that other chains don't, I think, is DAO. I think it's extremely powerful. It's very early in its abilities and the contracts and the way in which it can be managed and governed currently. We're already seeing things like validators being spun up via DAO. I think that'll expand into the future. I don't think we're seeing enough smart contracts being managed via DAO. That will be substantially improved in the future. And I think the next step is making DAO interchain. That's going to be extremely powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Having DAO interchain, having NFT staking, it's just going to rocket DAO and Juno at the same time, to be a key player, in my opinion.
If so, there's also the question like, no, I actually got some nice chats with some anons about Atom 2. In fact, I got in touch with Jay Kwon. He unblocked me, and so I'm trying to not like really be harmful, because I hope maybe I will have a chat with him after.
Get a job
Right?
at GNO land.
Well, he has a lot of money, right? He could pay me well.
AIB's well funded, Don. You never, all you got to do if you just tweet out a couple of pro Adam 1 or Adam 0
Man,
tweets,
you
you could
make
be in,
me feel
man.
like I should become like really this guy, like, because man, I
You
should.
never know. So
Do you know?
I
I feel like I could
somehow
make really great money. Like I feel I could make great money, and I'm not making great money. Like,
well, I make no money, and I piss off people on every side. So
well, you must be
no one
same.
likes me, right? I shit on Jake Wan when he says something dumb. I shit on the Adam 2.0 guys when I don't like something that they tweet out.
The same.
Being called a conspiracy theorist.
So
No one likes me, but I still do what I do, and I don't care. Like
that's
I do
that's
it
the way to
because
be. That's the way to
I
be,
do it
my
because
man.
I enjoy it. I've got a lot of people still follow me, so I must be doing something right. You know what I mean? I think people want to hear an opinion that's honest and from the heart, and it can be swayed, right? If raccoons did something that I didn't like, I would 100% just tweet it out and be like, "This is fucking bullshit. This is dumb. Change it," and they would listen. And if they didn't change it, then I would just be like, "I'm not cool with this. See you later," right? Everyone knows that I speak the truth, and no one can silence me in any way, and I won't silence anyone else, right? Like, you're free to speak your opinion unless it's obviously dumb, right? Like racist stuff, religious stuff, not cool. I try to steer clear of any of those conversations because I don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
I've always grown up with the two things. It's like religion and politics. Don't have a conversation about it. You're never going to have a positive outcome. You're not going to sway anyone's opinion or their views or their ways. So don't get involved. So I don't. But speak from the heart, speak from the mind. And if people want to listen, they will. And people that don't want to listen, fine. That's cool.
So
I'll still do and say what I want to say. And I don't care if people don't necessarily, typical Aussie, 100%. Too many people get upset over it, then generally, like, I know that I've hit a point that people want it to listen to.
I want
Because
to
I say things that people don't want to say.
So when I started the videos, like, making like positive content on Atom 2.0, like I still feel like quite supportive of it, and I think people who do it like have really good intentions, and I try to explain why maybe centralized exchanges might be against the direction, and with that, I feel like I'm getting praise from anyone who supports 2.0. Then I made a video that are a little bit different points of like that have concerns, right? Then I got offered to be a validator on the Ignite chain.
And that's the crazy thing about
and today,
it, right?
Today I'm shitting on the Ignite on the Twitter, and I'm pretty sure now they don't want me to validate them. Anyway, I don't have time. Like, my validator is already so busy. Like, so it's quite.
You're gonna shield my Twitter for Mr. Leo's blockchain over here, Don. You know what it is.
Great to meet you. Did you meet? Is your?
Well, he's meeting me now on your live stream.
Oh, yeah. Like I see the guys for the first time. Like, nice to see you too. Rarma. Like, so it's at Rarma, and the bottom like line, I don't know.
Underscore.
That's the Rarma Twitter, right? Like that's the full one. And it was like at Rarma. That's how you find Rarma. So like I want to tell you how I got the job at Stargaze. I don't even know if I can call it job. It's like unofficial.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna refill my water real quick and grab a drink. I'm listening, but I'll just be away from the computer for like 30 seconds.
So the story is I liked Stargaze before because I quite enjoyed the NFTs. So I made the interview with the Shane when the Stargaze was launching. And this is my kind of like, I need to tell you, Rarma, that it's actually only one guy that I've got like support that was like visible. So what he did after the interview, he asked me about the wallet address. And he sent me some stars tokens, just like this. No, like he came to me and I like, hey, give me your stars address, like, because he enjoyed our conversation, right? And then like I didn't do that much content on Stars. I would maybe do something once a month because Stargaze did not have much drama and my content. So recently, a few weeks ago, I felt I'm very short with money. I actually don't have enough money to leave because despite the certain beliefs, I wasn't really bribed. I wish I was, so I could have maybe the money, so I could enjoy the life. But I didn't have this money, so I tweeted, "I'm looking for a job." Maybe some people thought it's a joke. It wasn't a joke. I was broke. I am still broke. I guess I have enough to leave. And Shane sent me the DM, and he was like, "Hey dude, don't accept the job from anyone. I want to give you job. Like, or don't accept offers from anyone. I want to give you job." So then a week later, after he came back from Cosmoverse, I spoke to him and he said like, "Hey, I'm fan of your internet persona." And I'm like, "What do you want me to do?" And he's like, "I don't know." Just be yourself and see how you can provide the value. Then I asked like, "So how about the like payment, and he's like, "Oh, I don't really know, like just tell me how much you want to get paid, like is it based on like the value or something?" So I said it like, "Just pay me monthly, maybe the certain amount," and I let him know like how much, and he was cool with it. That was it.
Okay. So you sold your soul to Shane from
I
Stars.
sold my soul to the Shane from Stargaze. Yeah.
The worst of the worst, outside of Dave Cosmos.
You mean Don or Shane?
Well, Shane, definitely Shane.
Man, come on, like he's great.
You know, Raccoons ran Shane over with the quad back in February, right?
I don't know if you ran over
We had a
because you have
GIF,
great
we had a
success, man.
meme war, and
The
the raccoon logo was on a quad and ran over Shane from Stars. It's a video. Do you want to see it? We're just shit talking. It's just banter, mate. Calm down. You're getting so serious, Don.
Wow, man, the demand for Stars is so strong. We are 319 on CoinGecko.
But
No,
the price is always going to go up when the development team doesn't develop anything and the tokens don't get sold, you know?
And you think the team doesn't develop because I see behind the scene and I see these guys barely sleeping, just working, and I look at other chains and it's just nonsense, man. Shane, we have Shane,
when
we
is
have Jorge.
shit talking aside, Don? When is the V2 marketplace out? Is it soon, right?
I don't know. I don't care.
Who
cares?
Hang on a minute. You're an employee. You have to know and you have to care. You're literally paid to know and care.
It's soon. It's in
Soon.
I
Okay.
don't know exact
What
date.
about the featured content on the Stars marketplace? Do you know about that?
What featured content?
Yeah, so they put up a featured collection, and it's voted on in Discord as like a popularity contest.
Right.
Thoughts?
I spoke about space skillies with that. Maybe it's okay to fade away from that at some point.
I think it'd be nice to create like a decentralized version of it if we can. That doesn't go through governance. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, there would be too many projects. Like it's hard to.
Well, so one of the examples that I put through to Jake when I provided the feedback around, that not being a great feature, especially via Discord and being a popularity contest, is that why not have something like a carousel that like scrolls through verified projects where there's like a level of KYC or verification that you go through to be in the carousel for a week, let's say. And there's say 5 or 10 projects that are in that carousel. And when you hit the Stargaze marketplace, it scrolls through. Whoever shows up first is completely random, based on the block. And it just scrolls through 5 or 10 or 3 projects. And then after 7 days, the ones that were previously there are removed and another set come in.
I think that would make sense, but like I also like I can I think it would be great to push this idea. I actually I'm not sure if the launchpad is like the best. I actually try to support the other guys, those who don't have access to the launchpad, to be honest. maybe I could shield someone, like, because look, people DM me, like, and I had these two boys from Sicily. One is developer and one is the artist, and they like Cosmos and they launch collection. So I spoke to them, and I tell you, I get a lot of bad people like coming to me, and so and there was this derivative of the bad kids. Someone created bad rocks, right? And
I
it's like
saw it, yeah.
5,000 collect. They come in
Yeah,
my DM
I
and they
really
say,
like the art on that one, actually. It's good.
the art is quite cool, but like, I don't know, like, it's funny maybe, but they has said, oh, we want to throw rock at you, right? They probably expect the promotion, and I'm asking, like, what's the price? And they tell me 420 stars. So I'm like, so you are here trying to make few million stars out of derivative without any like other, like, it's shady, man. So, and there is some other sometimes I ask people, so how much you want to charge, and I feel like this price is quite high, guys. You are new and you're trying to make 300k, like, it's it feels
Yeah,
almost.
I've got a pretty strong opinion on NFT projects that brand new, that have very little community engagement or attempt to build a substantial community. Let's say some examples that aren't stars specific, right? Not to shit on any teams there, like the Juno bunnies or whatever they're called. They've got like a 8,088 collection. They sold like at the Pico bottom of Juno, it was like $2.40 or something. And they minted for like 3 Juno, which is $6 for a Juno bunny, right? Cheap as chips. They didn't mint out. They were never going to mint out 8,000. It was clearly just like a
They
cash
still
grab
minting,
of some
right?
sort. 100%. They're still minting, right?
Yeah. Like,
same thing
cool
with like
guys.
bigger projects that actually have a platform like Gelato, right? As much as we shit on Gelato, the guys grind, they work hard. They're still at like 65% minted. At some point, you've got to set yourself as a project a time frame in which you expect to mint out, 30 days, 90 days. And if you don't mint out within that time frame, you burn the rest of the collection, because it's not a positive outlook for your project for you to not mint out. And also, the floor is just going to get lower and lower. People are going to sell.
Not really. I want to say that the Milady minted in like 6 months.
Yeah,
and then they exploded.
Milady's
Like,
really
but I
done.
want to tell you that Stargaze
So
is coming
Milady's would
with.
be worth substantially more if. So I think there's two things. There's two parts of it, right?
Of course, if there would be less Miladies,
Do you want to? And I think one of the only negatives that I can see currently with Raccoon is that there can only ever be 1,333 NFTs, right? So that means the community, in terms of people who are currently active, engaged in Raccoon, and the representation from a Twitter perspective, can only ever be like 1,300, right? Whereas Bad Kids, you've got 10,000 of them, so you can have 10,000 people versus Raccoon's 1,300. So there's two ways that you can go about it. If you think that eventually you'll mint out and therefore you'll have a larger community presence because there is more, or hopefully more, people who own those NFTs and use them as their profile picture, then great. Mint out in 6 months, 12 months, 3 years. If you mint out quickly because you have a smaller collection, do you then sit there and go, oh, maybe we limited ourselves and our community is not going to be large enough? But it all comes down to your platform, right? Raccoon's platform, as an example, is 1,300 NFTs that own the platform. You don't want to have 10,000 people that own the platform. Will you ever be able to come to a consensus and agree?
Can I stop you? Or
yeah, of course.
Raccoons are very different community. Raccoons are very much together aligned, and Bad Kids more.
And would we have the same thing if we had 10,000? Right. That's my point. Is like there's two ways you can go about it. A larger community where you have a longer time where you elect to mint out, and what is your utility, and how do you choose to have your community? Or do you have a smaller mint and therefore have a tighter community, such as Menakai is another great example, where they ended their mint early because they wanted to have their community who was really focused and involved in the project and elected to mint And those people will reap the benefits of that core project into the future because they believed in the goal and the objectives of what the Menakai project is.
Very, very, very good point. I think the Bad Kids seems they found another purpose as the kind of this Cosmos NFT, and I think if that's it, that so be it, right? Like many people who don't get the vibe, like you can see that many Bad Kids don't get the vibe of the Bad Kids, right? So I'm like, okay, it's raccoons are like very different, but they're like you're totally right. It might have negative effect. It might pick up later as well. So the project might get discovered a few months later, and suddenly it's boom. Like it happened with few projects. But Stargaze will be introducing daily mint, which maybe you guys raccoons can also consider to build your treasury with daily auctions. You can auction some NFTs, some collections to raise money, right?
Mhm.
So I think I would even want to do it, but I didn't give the shout out that I wanted and about these two guys that got into my DMs, right? And I asked how much you launch your project for, and he's like 66 stars, which is $3. So I try to like give the word in my last video. Of course, no one cares because like they're not in the launchpad, but like I think it's really cool. Like the background, the pixel art in the background is just fucking insane, man. Like
I've never been a fan of pixel art, to be
I
honest. I
understand,
like
but
stuff that's, yeah.
I
I'm a
shouldn't
big
make
fan of stuff that's kind of clean. It's got a good look to it. Different, very vast and different styles.
yeah. Just want
Also
to
not hosted on Stars.
fuck off, man. Like, what's your problem? Like, you are just superior project. But what I mean, like this art, right? Like the pixel art of the background, it's $3. So I'm like guys, you so cool. So if someone is watching it and feels like they want to get in new undiscovered community, I think these guys actually need some help. Like so, like they try to build community from something small and like just get and help them. I know the HR is not happy with Rarma, but he choosing greatness sometimes over a fucking like homeless shelter. So
Yeah, I was told. Don said that if I came on live on video with him, talked about all things Cosmos, no holds barred, no limits, he would buy 2 floor rack NFTs and stake them in the DAO when we can. So I couldn't say no
how much
for
is
the
the
greater
floor?
good. He also gifted me 5 Miladies and 10 Bad Kids that I promised that I would burn. So, looking out for the greater good as always. I'm looking forward to that outcome, Don.
What's the floor of raccoons now?
$450.
Motherfucker, man, 450.
How's Bad Kids doing, Don?
It's like 250, I think. We are just bigger. I mean, man, the liquidity you have, like, man, I really don't know what you do on Stash. There is like no liquidity, and that's why there is your price. If you
Well,
go on
we are
Stargate,
Stash.
sorry,
We are Stash. We are Stash. So like, Raccoon is the only project that actually has volume on Stash.
yeah, like you need the platform.
Which is why I was like so
Man.
for moving away from Secret and onto Juno or another. It won't be Stars. I can tell you that right now. No, sorry, Don. You would love us to come there because of the volume that we bring, but it won't
Man,
be
like,
Stars.
I don't care.
It'll be like Juno or like OmniFlix. But the primary reason is to enable NFT staking because that's the end goal for the DAO is to have.
We will have it very soon integrated with DAO. We will be the first one. We will be the
Yeah,
best one.
and like a lot of other chains will natively get it too with like ICS 721. Yeah. Okay. The problem is that secret NFTs are SNP 721s, which is different. So there's a bit of extra effort there. Asaf has basically promised us that will be enabled and the contracts will be deployed on secret. But it's unfortunate that Raccoon was super early, and at the time there was no marketplace that was deemed good enough to launch on that was established. They wanted to deploy on Juno, At the time, Passage didn't want to accept any other projects, and the only other option on Juno was Hoppers, or Hoppers, and no one would go there. Okay, so it is what it is. They ended up on Secret. I don't think it'll be on Secret for the long term. Is my goal. I'm not the be all and end all of Raccoon. I'm an individual. I would like to see it move to a chain that has more volume and more opportunities, but that's up to the DAO to decide.
Rarma, I'm thinking of something, okay? Because I keep thinking it's actually already I'm thinking for a year and I just can't really decide it. Like I want to launch like the Don DAO. Not Don DAO, sorry, Don NFT. I have even one project that is I have secret project that is not related to Don brand that I will be developing probably also, and I will not promote it as the Don because I don't want. But I'm also thinking of creating the Don NFT. Like, do you have some?
It's going to be a collection of 100.
A small collection, I think. I maybe daily auctions. And I imagine like the Dawn because I can't like it would be, but I was thinking it shouldn't be 3D because then it's too similar to me. Maybe it should be like 2D. And I see this like positions of Dawn, very much.
Yeah, like King. Yeah. So like, I know I agree, right? And I think the perfect traits that you could use, right, is I think some of them could be like Don, and you could be wearing like a Don 2024 cap and the red like MAGA type. Ones. You could also have like Don, like North Korean Don. You could have like a CCP Don. You could have like a.
I see you feeling that, man.
Mm-hmm.
It like be like I would probably have the Don with the cat ears as well. I also, when it comes like you can have the Botox boosted lips, right? Elevated chin, like superior chin. I can have this, but I like the way with CCP and Dawn as the like godlike entity. This is like above, like this is ruler. This is, but because people think the Dawn is me, like, but they don't understand the Dawn is the way. The Dawn is the way. It's not even the me.
Dawn is not an individual. Dawn is a movement. A vision.
Is the
concept, 100%. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Of the greatness and this vision, everyone can be Dawn. Like,
yep.
You don't have to be the sucker of
enough
other influencers.
Chad, enough Sigma, enough testosterone, you can also be a Dawn.
Yes,
100% agree. Yep.
You can be too, and this is why I think like if I would use fully my face, if that could be the drawing, like maybe people can more relate. And I think
you also have to have 2 baths a day to be a Don.
I do have, like that's required.
No, it's mandatory. Like if you own a Don NFT, you have to bath multiple times. No showers, 2 baths. Yeah.
2 baths because the Don allow himself for the luxury. The shower is for the working man. The shower is for the one that goes to corporate. The wage
Lil Games in the chat, he showers 100%.
Yeah, like he's going like 6 a.m. fucking like tired eyes, man. Like
I bet he has warm showers too, not even cold showers, like a real man.
No, he's like the 2 minutes of little pleasure before he goes 12 hours to
gets up, nice warm, comfortable shower instead of a beautiful cold ice bath like a real Don.
Then go sit in his, I don't know, old Toyota, 20-year-old Toyota, in this gray day and drive into the office at the 2nd floor. Like the building has like 50 floors, but he's on the 2nd floor in fucking cellar. And Don is like above that. Don is the way, is the ruler, is the embracement of the strength and confidence and removal of the San Francisco weak culture. This is like, it's not you. Like it's this.
I imagine also the Don is completely cleansed. He does many body cleanses and rids himself of all chemicals, right? There is no coffee, there is no alcohol, there is no foreign substances. The Don is the pristine, the pure of body, pure of mind,
You get that.
100% Chad. I know, I get it. And
Get
anyone
that.
else who diverges from that and drinks the alcohol is not a Don, and they're a pleb.
No, complete pleb. Everyone
Mhm.
who has the sip of the cold beer is just, it means it
100% pleb.
shows
I agree. Yep.
the weakness of the life. It's like,
Yep.
it's fucking, I don't know, 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 10 p.m. They're like, I deserve the fucking cold beer. And it's like, no, there is no
Yep.
deserving
11
the
p.m. on a
Don.
Saturday night. If you have a beer, you're an absolute pleb.
Fucking piece of shit, absolute loser. Don is like
Yep.
just existing.
The Don's
It's just,
he's
you
far
don't
above
need the
that.
beer. Like
Alpha Chad.
when you see this
Sigma
cold
vibes.
can of beer, and you feel the Don looks at
Yep.
it and feels
If Don had a
absolutely
beer,
nothing.
it would be a warm beer. He would never, ever bring himself to a level that he would have a cold beer like the rest of the plebs, you know?
Yeah, like
So Don, tell me, why is the Don validator not more successful? Why do you think it is? Is it because you speak the truth?
I don't know. I think many people don't like me. I don't know. Like maybe. Well, that's serious. I didn't even care. I didn't see anyone like big delegating to me, because the way to get delegations is actually very different. You start with the testnet. You pat the head of the foundation, then you get the delegations from the foundation. But when you rely on retail, it's actually very small. So I get some retail, but it's still majority. It's on Juno is May Jacob, Jake Harnell, because I messaged Jake, can I get some of your delegations? I recorded some videos, so he delegated some to me.
Yeah, he said I should spin up a validator, and he said he put me in the top 10, but I still haven't figured out how to. There's like one transaction that I can't get my head around. I think it's like the Gen TX one or something to make the validator. Otherwise, I could be a millionaire, but I'll figure that out one day and see how we go.
Yeah, well, you can be me as well. I can give you the number to my guy. If you, but he's quite busy.
So yeah, but like why not more Dons? You've currently got Juno, Stars. Like why no Evmos? I feel like you would have made a lot of money on Evmos, you know.
So the TED Lotto was launching on Evmos. I think I could have asked for help then, but I was like, oh, like I actually didn't want to compete with him. Like before, we didn't have that validator on the same chain, so I was like, I'm not gonna do there like you do at Evmos. And I don't really like the idea of like spinning up validators on the 10 chain. So I was like, I want to have validator on
Which
the
is
chain.
more overhead for you, right? Because
yeah,
you're not like you choose to do ones that you're intricately involved with.
Yeah. So maybe the not ideal move was the Bad Kids validator on the Stargaze, because I didn't know, I didn't think I can get support as the Don Kryptonium. So I connected.
Well, with your PFP that you minted, the King Don Bad Kids, you probably you could be number one.
Yeah. So I actually think, hey, there is good branding, and I should have used the Don Kryptonium as this one. I actually
you could have just stole Bad Kids without their like input, right? You could have been the guy. It happens all the time. Like no one, like there's nothing stopping anyone from like sibling someone else's name on a chain. Like
like it's permissionless platform. Like who can, someone can judge you. But anyway, like, so I am with the Bad Kid, so there's 3 people involved, so I'm not gonna spin my own validator. But that was the first node. Then was Nomic. I liked Compound Nomic, and it was relatively easy. So there was Nomic. Third one was Juno, and then was Cosmos. And recently
Nomic just costs you money at the moment, right? Because you can't trade the token.
$10 a month. $20 is the server, because they have very low requirements.
US?
Yeah, $20 for that.
Oh, damn.
So
okay.
Nomic is very light. Nomic
it's like half your salary.
Sorry?
It's half your salary.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very light. It's very light node. So it's really easy to get on Nomic. But
yeah, and Nomic is cool. I think there's a good future for Nomic. I think it was good that you got in there pretty early.
man, and it's like how many nodes I could spin. I got the offer from A41, they do supernova chain. I said yeah, sure, and then I didn't get to the Discord. My validator Josh, because it's Josh, so
Mhm.
it's between,
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
pretty
I know
upset
Ted.
with me because he's like, Don, you need to be more present at the Game of Chains testnet. You can do some tasks there.
Yeah, well, you're an active Atom validator, right? So you need to be in there doing ICS stuff.
Yeah, and he does some tasks that he, because many tasks I can do because like he's the validator, so he can. But there is new task for the neutron, for example, make the video about neutron. This is one of the tasks to earn the points, and he tell me like to do it. But the problem is, I really try to pull up like a lot of content, and like so
Mm.
I barely manage now these 5 chains together.
Yeah, I
Like,
copped a lot of shit, by the way, the other day for tagging you in like my shill list of community validators.
oh, they said fuck, it's like white label, fuck this guy.
No,
But
no,
man,
they were like when I called out friends the other day for being shameless shills and plebs, they were like, "Oh, but you say Don is good, nice one, or, you know, whatever or something." And I was like, "Well, Don actually puts out content like every other day. Like,
I want
there's
to.
there's one thing that I respect, and it's people who actually put in the fucking effort. As much as like I shit talk you and we have banter, it's like same with Gelato. It's like if you fucking work hard and believe in yourself and your brand and put in the effort, like you can't not respect that. You've got to be like,
Man,
they're still doing it. They're still doing their thing, working hard. Uh, Respect it and support them because they're still here and putting out content frequently. I'd much rather someone put out content like you do that's honest and open and raw than have some very curated content that doesn't challenge anyone and barely hits any like actual points of discussion or contention.
I feel I need to like actually make maybe little less now. I can tell you that much. But like also I want to give shout out to Josh who run the infrastructure and look after, like, he's there every update, sorry, every upgrade. We are buying more servers. We will buy additional server because we need for like neutron. We bought additional server for our Stargaze validator to do the restake. So he's always on the task. So it's not like
Is
this
there
is
any point like so just very quickly on Stargaze? Yes, shout out to Josh and Ted Crypto. Very very good, underrepresented in the validator sets. Also, like I think they need to do a better job of promoting and supporting
yeah.
themselves. I say this all the time. It's most community validators struggle because they don't represent and communicate themselves frequently within the ecosystem. And again, they're developers, right? So a lot of them don't know how to do that. I think Blockpain is a fantastic example of this.
Great
He
guy.
works hard, does some very, very good work, underrepresented from foundation delegations, community delegations across the board, just because he's more quiet spoken. He sits in the background,
Mhm.
works incredibly hard to make sure that things are secure. But that's how he operates. So any chance I get to promote him and support him, I always do. And more frequently, he's kind of come into a few more spaces and started talking, which is good. But that's the only way people know what you do. If you sit in the background and the foundation teams don't delegate to you, then like what's the point? Like why are you working for free, right? You need to get those delegations and fight for yourself. Mad Cat going crazy.
Oh,
um,
he's nice. He's always in my tweets. So like
yeah,
I do
no, it's
try to
good.
make videos, but I tell you today morning, I because I recorded 3 videos today. I published 2. I recorded one more video. I'm trying to record video for Stride, the educational videos, like for the channel. So it was 3 videos, and I woke up today and I was like, I messaged my friend, hey, I need to go out because I didn't go out in like 5 days, and I felt horrible because I start spending my time on Discord in front of camera, and just like I don't feel good. It start making you feel quite anxious, and like you go to bed and you feel your brain is just boiling. So need to maybe get better, but like I just make it because I really do enjoy to make it. Like I am, many people maybe don't believe, but I am in the space because I do really fucking like the space. I enjoy
Mm.
it. I also
Oh, it's
enjoy,
fun. There's always something, right? Like
yeah.
we're on similar time zone, right? Like it's 11 p.m. for me. I think it's maybe like 8 or 9 p.m. for you.
Yeah, it's past 8 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we're similar time zone. Like I always I wake up, sort out the family, grab a coffee, sit down at the computer to start my day. And like I open up my computer, open up like Twitter, open up YouTube, and there's like a few channels that I subscribe to keep an eye on. And it's always like I'll wake up, like watch one or two videos, look through my notifications. I'll see like Don's posted a video, and I'll open it up, watch a Don video, and be like, what is the current topic? Normally posted like while I'm sleeping, or shortly after I wake up. There's one that's posted, and I'll be like, all right, cool. What's Don got going on? And then I'll check Twitter, and I'm like, all right, cool. Here's like the current topic. Here's the banter, or here's like the thing that I can engage in for a bit of entertainment, or for a bit of fun, or like here's a serious topic that we should engage in and chat about. But there's always something happening, which is good.
We'll see if it works, but it kind of like I was quite lucky that this channel worked. This channel was essentially my route to Juno, to Cosmos, to everything that I am in now. So this was kind of my bridge to let's even call it job, right? Like it's and I think it was the same way for you. I think I discovered you quite late, a few months ago probably.
Yeah, I think there's some other channels that I like to kind of tune into as well. Like I watch Tank. Like the struggle that I have being in Australia is a lot of the kind of better content, like especially with the daylight savings, like Tank, Crypto Tank. He always streams at like 1 a.m. my time. So
Yeah.
if I'm up, it's like I'm up really late, which kind of sucks. So I'll wake up and kind of watch that. But a lot of what Tank does is like market review and like price analysis type stuff, which is always good to keep an eye on for kind of long term. But it's in terms of like, hey, I'm going to wake up and watch this and get some alpha to chat about for the day. Not so much, but it's always nice to like see. He's a very, very good trader. Cosmos Joe, similar to you, like does good investments. Good interviews, not investments. Good interviews and stuff. And then another one that I don't think they really do like YouTube content, but like spaces and stuff. Pretty shit team, honestly. Like not the best people. Like Cosmos Spaces, you've probably heard about them. I redelegated like 50,000 Atom from them a few weeks ago, so now they're inactive, which is good. Yeah, they're okay, but
by the way,
not the best.
About the Atoms, there is one main player that everyone is looking at right now in the Prop 82 that will have the side invoice, and this is Mr. Takumi.
Coinbase.
This is Takumi. Takumi.
Oh, Takumi. He's abstaining.
Oh, is he? Is it?
He already abstained. Yeah.
Wow, 8 hours ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah. So, funnily enough, you know how everyone was like yelling and ranting and raving about Binance having 2 nodes?
It doesn't matter, actually. I think it doesn't matter.
Well, no. It kind of does.
The Takumi has 2 nodes. But I don't care.
Yeah, he has 2 nodes. So if you go have a look at game, rank number 8, and then scroll through to the second page. Debo Validator?
I know Debo, but it might be some other entity actually. Like it might be his business partner. I don't know. I actually don't know. I messaged Takumi a week ago and he didn't respond.
You still got your delegation? You're gonna need a top up, Don.
60,000 from him. He's actually on the one who.
Oh, he gave you an extra 10.
Gave me extra 10.
Because you originally had 50,000, right?
And
he gave you an extra 10,
and he gave me an extra 20 after I dropped out. So he's essentially he's the only one guy who supports me here. Like that's and
on 82, Don, on 82, why are you abstaining, you pussy?
Too much confusion. I'm not gonna fuck around with them. Like it's no, like that's because I don't know. Like I feel the paper is like it has a lot of theory. I like the direction. But there is some like concern. So I don't know what is right, and I'm like, I really don't know what's right. So make up your own decision. Like if you hold my tokens, if you delegate to me, I mean, make your own decision.
So Takumi already abstained. So like he's like 90% of your delegations. So are you saying that you'd rather not override his votes, or you don't want to make a decision?
I mean, he
right,
delegates me.
So as
from,
an example, right?
I'm gonna check his wallet.
So as an example, right? He delegates to you. You can vote however you want, and like 80% of your delegations is Takumi anyway. So he could just be like, I'm going to override your vote and therefore make it abstain anyway, and then it's nullified. So I know you already decided to abstain before he voted, I think. So it's you just being like, hey, like I don't have a say either way. And a great example of this is like Stakefish, right? They've got that ghost wallet that hasn't done anything for a year, which is like 5 million atoms. They abstained, which is, I respect that, because that's not their tokens. It's one wallet, which is the primary source of all of their delegations. So it's technically by chain, it's their tokens to vote however they want. They're choosing or electing to not vote and use that power to influence either side because it's not their tokens.
It's
in
not
a sense,
about this.
you know what I mean?
Really don't know. I don't know what's right direction. I have my thoughts.
Okay.
I think the Atom 2.0 is okay. I think the monetary change is like, we talked about this, that this monetary change is not right. This is in white paper. So like, look, I don't like it. Why would I vote yes? Like, I don't have to vote yes if I don't like this monetary direction. And they can come to me and say, hey, this is just signaling proposal. I'm like, then you didn't have to write it. You could write like, we're gonna consider monetary changes in the future, right? So I don't know. I really don't know. So
so my point here is more like, not why you're being a pussy, right? Obviously, like a bit of tongue in cheek, but yeah, I think this is like one of the most significant proposals in Atom's history. I don't think the majority of validators, well, not majority, but I don't think validators should really abstain. I think there should be a direction that you choose to take, and that's for or against. There are obvious like caveats to that, right? Like perhaps yourself, and perhaps Stakefish as two of the good examples of like, you have large delegations from an individual that you may not want to use those delegations for a direction that you think when they have the overriding majority of your stake, if that makes sense.
well, I have also my private wallets. So
yeah, we know you have like 15 Atom delegated to yourself, Don. Like, that's okay.
yeah. By the way, Takumi didn't vote with this delegation, with this wallet of mine. It seems he didn't vote. He didn't make a vote. So why would I use his? Yeah, but seriously, I simply don't know. That's why I abstained. I have like 2 days more to think, but I don't think I'm gonna change the validator vote. The funny thing about Takumi, I'm 100. It's of course Rarma interviewing me. Like, I like to talk about myself. I'm ego, but two sides. I'm pretty sure Interchain and Jay Kwon both reached to Takumi, and I think that's why maybe he abstained, like 100%. Because
to be clear, to be very clear, Interchain Foundation as an entity hasn't and can't reach out to persuade people's votes.
I'm pretty sure
they have to remain impartial as an entity. Individuals that are proposers of 2.0 certainly can and have reached out to people to try and give them more information to make them feel comfortable with 2.0. And certainly Jay Kwon as an individual under AIB has reached out to validators to express his concerns, right? You would notice that we're live on Spaces. Okay. You'll notice that Interchain Foundation, prior to their tweet thread, I think it was yesterday, had not mentioned 2.0 one time.
Yeah. I
Once.
saw this.
So I think there's reasons for that. The concerns around Atom being a security from a legal standpoint, et cetera, et cetera. Also, the impacts of what Atom 2.0 means for ICF, and I tweeted this sometime similar, like 24 hours ago, around what involvement ICF has in Atom 2.0 or 2.x, whatever we want to call it, going forward. ICF has a for Cosmos ecosystem mandate where whatever they develop is open source and can be used for anyone in the ecosystem. My concern, and what I tweeted yesterday, is anything that the Atom Treasury or community pool develops going forward doesn't have that mandate. They can develop it and hold it so only Atom can use it, unless it's put in the charter. That's concerning, right? Because who says that ICF funding will be used ever in the future? If Atom makes a $600 million treasury and they want to develop anything, right? They want to develop IBC or the Cosmos SDK or the scheduler or allocator and keep that internal, they have Atom as a chain, have every right to do that. Develop it, close source it, not release it to the wider community. They can do that. Whereas ICF cannot do that. Their funds have to be used for public goods. It needs to be open source. I think that's concerning and something that should be talked about a little bit more, and definitely put in the charter for 2.0 or 2.x, because that's a very, very important thing for the broader Cosmos ecosystem. That is something that I think not a lot of people have spoken about.
Yeah, this is a very good point. That's why that's why I abstained, but I will be active on the next directions. I don't really like the veto, because I think veto is quite like unfortunate. Veto has unfortunate history, and there is reason why most countries doesn't even use veto. Like only president has like veto power, because it makes the governance very messy. And I think maybe we should rethink the veto, and maybe we should even rethink if the veto is necessary. But the president will be essentially the developers. Like the signaling proposal might pass, but then it's hard. But I think there is issue with veto. By the way, the video Ivan on Tech with CryptoCito is out. Have you heard of Ivan on Tech? Big YouTuber.
I don't watch Cito videos.
500,000 subscribers. I tell you something. The guy dropped few millions in the views 6 months ago because he removed all of his shield videos. It's happening. Like I think he removed over 100 videos. I mean, the Ivan on Tech. He's like the good guy because he's actually the developer himself. Like he had pretty good content, but 100 videos are gone from his channel. Why? Because they were just fucking shills. They were like just ragging his community, but it never ends. Anyway, Rarma.
Hello.
One more thing I think I wanted to maybe ask you, or maybe not.
Go for it. Open book, mate. Hit me.
No, I'm thinking. I forgot. I'm losing my mind so much. I started reading book, because I've been reading always in Poland, but recently I stopped and came back to this. Anyway, I'm gonna go to McDonald's, I think, to eat.
Don, you can't have McDonald's. It's full of chemicals.
Everything
you can't ruin that pristine body of yours with McDonald's.
Everything is chemical. That's like what I always argue with people when they say like, oh, this food is full of chemicals. I'm like,
you literally just convinced me to redelegate away from the inactive validator that is Cosmos Spaces to Don Kryptonium after the amazing interview and chat we've had today. And now you're telling me you're going to McDonald's?
Actually, we're gonna have.
I'm 100%. I'm gonna stake with Binance now. Like you've ruined it. I was so close. I was one click away from delegating all of my atoms to King Don, and you've ruined it.
Well, I can use my excuse. Maybe I cannot afford the proper food.
Well, maybe if you didn't buy 500 Miladies and
3 miladies.
uh,
9 Remilios.
no, oh my gosh, 9. They're 0.02 floor.
0.0. I paid more. But I also
Oh my,
minted.
of course you
I
did,
minted
Don. I'm not
5
surprised.
I minted 5. They are 0.125. So nearly $200 a mint. I minted 5 of them.
That's 6 months Stargaze salary, Don. What the hell?
I have to do something with that salary, right? I have to do something with that money. What should I do with the salary? Should I sell half, withdraw everything? Be my financial advisor.
I always take the approach of
it's very small. I think it's
no. I don't need to know a dollar figure. From an investment perspective, I always look at securing my home finances first. So, do I have all of my bills and food, etc., covered for a minimum of 6 months? Right. Once I hit that 6 month threshold, then any investment decisions that I make into the future is like a 60-40. So I reinvest 60 and I'll take 40% profit.
good advice. Very good advice. Thank you. Yeah, I have everything paid. In fact, I'm so I don't even have credit history at the age of nearly 32 because I lived in different places, not always have even visas, so I can't even have like mortgage for my house, nothing. So I live like debt free. I never had debt in my life, which is pretty bad because people need credit history like to actually get the mortgage or something like this. Favorite food in McDonald's is double cheeseburger, probably.
Do you get extra pickles and extra sauce with onions?
I don't think they can offer something extra. I mean,
Of course they can't. It's bloody. The CCP would never allow it.
Yeah, maybe, but they have something really cool here, which is so bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna do McDonald's, man. I'm going for a ramen or something.
Good. All right. Good healthy meal. A nice balance. You get hydrated. You get all of the different foods.
Yeah,
There'll be some mushrooms in there. A superfood. Very, very good. You've got egg. Lots of protein.
because
Don, you've got to look after that temple. All right.
yeah, this is your
you
temple.
don't get a shrine like you've got by eating McDonald's.
Fucking
Okay.
shredded like fucking cheese, like Parmigiano. Yeah, like because they have shake fries, so they give you the bag and they give you the
We had shake fries in 2012. Yeah,
oh,
it's
so you put
amazing.
like the seaweed. They have flavors. They're so good, but they're like full of MSG. Like so tasty, so fucking tasty. Like, but I feel no, I can't do it to myself. Like, yeah. In Poland, I don't eat like McDonald's often. Like maybe once a year or something. But here it's just like sometimes I have no time. I just drop and do McDonald's. I have like if you do like McDonald's even once a week, you be fine. I have my own diet theories, but is that I don't think like people should go like heavy on something. Like just adjust to yourself and like make sure like you just don't overeat. This one is more important actually.
Yeah,
Than
moderation is key.
yeah.
Same with shilling certain tokens. Moderation is key, and investing. Make sure you do it in moderation, and take profits. Definitely.
Rarma, what are your favorite tokens in Cosmos?
Favorite tokens in Cosmos.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what my portfolio currently holds. Juno, Secret in NFTs, obviously. I have some Cosmos, Atom. I have Territory. I think Territory is a very undervalued project. Very, very brief on Territory. It's the Stake Labs team. They have connections to Ledger. They also have connections to Binance. They have a delegation, I believe, from Binance directly to their Atom validator. Good team. And I like their roadmap. Therefore, I invested a small amount. No shill, but I think that's pretty cool. What they've released to date is very good. I have Evmos still. I have Osmosis. I have Kuji. And that's about it.
So you really hate Stargaze?
There's no reason to own Stargaze for me at its current standpoint.
Why?
I'm not. No. So the reason is right, and there's a very good reason for it. There's no reason to own Stargaze and stake it. It's a negative investment with the current tokenomics to own and stake Stargaze. And I'm not heavy into NFTs outside of Rack. I haven't invested in NFTs outside of like Menakai and a couple of other community-based ones that I bought to support community validators. Community projects, not validators. Community projects. It didn't say stars. What the fuck? Exactly. No, like I'm not a heavy NFT guy, right? Outside of Rack. That's the first project that I bought a bunch of. And they just happen to be on secret. I don't necessarily see a lot of value in NFTs outside of the couple of projects that I bought. Right. And the one, Shane's watching this, that's fine. And the ones that I have bought, I bought them to support the community that minted them. Not because I'm like, hey, I want this thing to 5x the floor. It was, I will make an investment as a community member to support them.
Yeah, Shane probably doesn't watch it. He's really busy guy. Like it's really hard to get on hold. I think Stargaze has pretty good tokenomics now. I actually think
it's a negative investment to stake it. Don, you've got to be real.
It was at the very start because of the.
No, right now, if you stake stars, the inflation is higher than your rewards. The only thing that makes you make money is if the price goes up, which it will. Right, I think Stars is the premier NFT chain within the Cosmos.
What is the inflation of the Stargaze now? Sorry, like I'm gonna check now. I should know this.
You should, yeah, exactly. You get the
yeah. It's higher, yeah.
So it's a negative investment to stake it. But if you believe in the token value and that the Stargaze chain will be the premier NFT chain within the Cosmos, then obviously with its current price point, it's a positive investment in the long term.
Yeah,
I just don't think that for myself that I want to invest in stars as it stands. Maybe in the future, and I'm happy to take less profit in the future because I invested later. That's a decision that I make as an investor.
Yeah. The fee, there's good point with the inflation, but there is another point which is like trapping, like because stars is used for the NFTs. So those who want to buy NFTs, they have to purchase the stars. So in the last few weeks, there was quite like the projects that were launching were popular. And this is why the stars actually went from like 0.3 to 0.03 to like 0.05 now, right? Because there was demand.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. And that's what I said about the price movement, right? Like I think if you wanted to invest in stars, now is a great time because the price is substantially lower than what it was when we were in the last bull run, right? My thing is I try to mitigate risk as much as I can, and I'm not heavily involved in NFTs in the wider ecosystem. And I've said this, but people ask me all the time, they're like, hey, we think this NFT project is potentially a rug. Can you look into it? And I just say, no, like I'm not an NFT guy. I don't look at and know the NFT transactions. There are other community members that do, and I point them in that direction and say, hey, these guys will 100% look into it and help you out. That's not me. So I just choose not to invest there. I invest in things that I know and understand and have a good, and I'm not an expert, but I have a good level of knowledge of. So that's why you don't see me, I don't own Asset Mantle. I probably won't own a lot of OmniFlix, right? Or Flix, because they're primarily NFT projects. And I just don't have a good level of understanding of that area.
Yeah. Well, I like Stargaze now, so I'm gonna say that I understand if people have some concerns, as I said, because of I believe the demand on Stargaze might be high, which is not ideal because I think too much demand is actually bad because we need deeper liquidity. So I hope they will remove the burning of the fees and give it more to stakers actually in the future. I don't like burning, so.
I think the devs need to take less of a cut too, to be honest. Like the tokenomics video you put out the other day and Max's post, like that's a very substantial amount of the token supply for an NFT platform. You could definitely give a lot of that back to developers and stakers rather than the development.
Maybe he just wants to make sure that the projects will remain well funded, because let's not pretend that the Juno like now has to, like I say, like we need to propose tax because we might run out of funding because the token.
So they're very different things, right? So Osmosis and Stars, they go to the teams that developed and built the chain. They don't go to the foundation delegations wallets, which is so Juno has a foundation's development wallet that was funded one time that can delegate to top up that supply. The devs of Juno, outside of staking their own vested tokens, don't get additional tokens. Stars and Osmosis do.
Yeah, but like you don't really like. It's very difficult to say which system is more efficient, and one could argue that actually this system, like making sure that the developers are well funded when the dark times will come.
There's no. So there's a very, very big difference here, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone in the chat, but the foundation team, as in the individuals, get the funds, not the chain.
Not like
does that make sense?
There is the founder's wallet. I believe they might be receiving the CAD, and the largest CAD is going to the treasury wallet. Actually, it's going to the treasury, to the foundation treasury that funds
okay.
Yeah.
No, like I said, I'm happy to be corrected on that if I'm wrong.
240 star tokens, and this is the wallet that sustain.
It's basically like your ecosystem reserve, right? Like funds to continue to develop stars.
Who's poor little buddy?
Not the team.
Yeah, like it's don't worry, like stars is.
I feel like I need to sit up because you've got your camera, so it's like your head's.
I want to watch one video. Let's see what is this, and then I'm gonna go to it because a big argument, sort of back in whatever it was, June or July. Should we even do yield farming at all? And I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. This whole thing seems like weird, and aren't there risks? And like, what if these platforms get hacked? And like, it's like such a huge pain operationally, and accounting wise, and all of that. But yeah, I lost that argument, I guess. I'm now very glad that whole summer, for me, a lot of it was just about sort of okay, it's boring.
Yeah, readjusting my expectations.
It's boring.
Oh dear.
It's so funny, like, because this is also example, like everyone can make it, like, because many people often assume, and this is also many people who watch like YouTube videos, they check influencers and they think like, hey, this influencer is the expert, he's the professional trader. The people who run the exchanges, they think this person is the genius, they created exchange. I always say, like, no, it's essentially everyone is equal, pretty much, unless you're like complete idiot, like you're fine in life. And because I see like FTX and Alameda was essentially run by the kids who had no idea what they're doing, and like just having fun.
Again, like a bunch of very intelligent academics that have zero real world experience on how actual organizations are run. 100%.
Yeah, like because I think SBF is like from MIT, right? And Caroline was from Stanford, with parents connected to the like governments. Like the most I hated SBF for is bro, like you cannot have heroes like that. Like, because he was preached at some point. I see Jacob trying to go in, but like we
Rejoin. I'll be right back. 1 sec, Don. I'm listening.
yeah, like, okay, other beer. This guy. It's 99. I need to eat. I promised myself I'm not gonna go online today. Seems my life is over. My wife is, oh, by the way, my wife is in Sydney. Because my wife is flight attendant, guys. My wife is in Sydney. I want to find this picture. Where is Rarma? Where is the people? It's long chat. Like, guys, I'm
No,
oh,
I was
Rarma is
letting the
here.
dog out, Don. He wanted to
My
go
wife
piss.
is in
I had to let
Sydney.
him out. She's in
My
Sydney.
wife-
Oh, I should catch up with her then.
She's actually she asked me today, oh, do you have any friends in Australia? And I said no, and I actually have friends in Australia.
Where?
Because she's flight attendant, right? So she just flew there and she's there.
What
so
friends?
Like, sorry?
What friends?
I have Rarma. You know, this is the shift in like have friendships, because I didn't think like this before, but I feel like the people that I communicate online with, like Jacob, you, and others, like, is there big difference? Like, it's
No,
only
not at
like,
all, right? Like we chat every day over like a social
Yeah.
media platform.
yeah. So
You have like IRL friends, right? Like people you meet with in person, and then you have online friends, and that can be
Yeah.
various different areas, right? Like I consider a lot of the people that I communicate with frequently on like Twitter, even though we've never met in person, friends in a way. Those that you talk to on voice or on video are obviously greater friends than just randoms that you tweet with. But I also like have other friends that I talk with online, right? Like there's various, games or people that live in other parts of Australia that I can't see all the time. They're still friends, and we have an area that we associate with each other, and they're friends. It's a modern era and a modern world. So the term friends, where it was like people you saw every other day or every other week in person, is very different now.
So yeah, like I just think the way we communicate is different. And so like I don't know, Charles. I don't know. There is this thread. Are you there, Rara? Oh, like this is my
Yeah, I was
problem.
just turning the fan on. It's like 30 degrees here in Australia at the moment.
I saw this video. Look at this. Like, I don't want to roast on like, but this guy, like, he was exclusively on like McDonald's diet. Like, you guys, like, you cannot have, or you cannot really embrace
You've got to live a life of an absolute Chad. Work out every day, like Don and I do.
Yes.
Have broad shoulders and a big chest.
Yes.
Have an 8-pack, and make sure that when the time comes, you can physically protect yourself and your family and
your family.
And the third most important thing is your family, yourself, or yourself and your family, depending on your priorities. And then the third thing that you need to protect is your ledger. Okay. Make sure that your ledger is protected, that you've got your funds secured and safe, and you need a strong physical body to do that. And these plebs that eat McDonald's every other day. Hello, Jacob.
Hi.
Eat McDonald's every day. Hi. He's here.
Well, we did the first course, and the beef Wellington is coming soon, and yeah.
Okay, I tell you something, Jacob. The beef Wellington is gonna suck because you are in Vietnam. And Jacob, you say no because you have no sense of the good flavor. You don't know who cook well. Like all the third world countries. Well, maybe Vietnam is second world country. Sorry.
Reggie, we have better food here than you do there.
Jacob,
And we don't have to ask permission to eat bananas silently.
Jacob, the food I eat, you will never get in poor ass Vietnam. Okay?
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. What are you
Yes.
eating?
Oh, really? Oh, really? Do you know what they sell in the market downstairs in the supermarket? Wagyu, A5,
Jacob,
A5,
do you have a
bitch,
Loki?
from
Jacob, do you have
Japan.
a Loki?
From Japan,
yeah.
A5. Wagyu.
But he's confused. He's really confused. I need to show him the menu.
He's going to
Rarma,
show you the menu,
I
Don.
tell you the truth. I tell you the truth.
I know that China has the premium Wagyu beef, right? Because it comes from Australia, and we make the absolute primo of beef, and China imports all of it.
Absolute shit, Jacob. Look, absolute shit.
Guys, Don is bashing your country.
So
Don is anti-Vietnam. He is so in love with Hong Kong.
Don's on a fast track to losing his Juno delegation. I tell you what.
no, I tell you, the Hong Kong has actually prime food. I hope it's good, Jacob. The Hong Kong has prime food because we import steaks from India,
China.
Japan, and Japan, Australia, and US. That's like, so you have like really access to the prime food. And the food in Hong Kong was always like really like you can get it's also very expensive. But the one thing that I always get disappointed about the poorer countries, they actually they don't know how to make steaks. Many poorer countries don't know how to make steaks. Like you eat the steak and it's chewy.
Wait. Gentlemen, he's now saying that Vietnamese people don't know how to make steaks.
Vietnam might be okay, actually. We'll see.
That's what he's saying.
What I want you to do, Jacob, I want to do.
Oh, he's saying, okay, Son is saying that we watch Gordon Ramsay on a daily basis. Son, come over here. Son, all right.
I want you to do.
That guy is a virgin. Anyway, come on now, Son. Son's not a virgin. Now, can you open the doors, please, sir? All right, let's go outside. We're going to get you on the Don Kryptonium show. Okay?
So,
now, all right, Don, Son, Don.
So, hello. I will tell you my concerns. Often, when I go to the countries that are less economically viable, and it's not that I'm trying to say bad words about your country, but when I travel to many different countries and I order the steak is often chewy, hard. It's not the good quality steak. While if I go to
they probably import the wrong type of beef.
So I'd love to visit you because for me, steak need to be very tender. It needs to fall apart. It needs to be juicy. It needs to be live. It needs to be pure perfection.
The steak here is very good, and you can get it wrapped in gold leaf.
I mean, it depends on the restaurant you choose because some restaurant sacrifice the quality for the cheaper price.
So your restaurant, if I eat there, the beef will be juicy. It will be like It has. It doesn't.
I know this may surprise you, but Notional is not a restaurant. We're at a restaurant that serves juicy beef.
Yeah. So does it
hello, raccoons. Hi, raccoon.
Does your beef has good marbling? Because that's also important. Is it good marbling?
I mean, if they use the Japanese Wagyu beef, is probably marbling.
Yeah, good. But Australian beef also very good. Actually, American beef also.
Look at him. He is offended right now.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna visit, but it's because I tell you, I always tell to people I went to Mexico a few months ago, right? And I went to the 4.5 star Google review.
Wait. What do you think is comparable between Vietnam and Mexico? Sir, we are a 45-hour
Jacob. But I also if you go Cambodia, you can't get good steak in Cambodia. If you go to Thailand, it's very difficult. So this is the
Yeah,
region.
but we're in Hanoi. This is a very metropolitan area.
No, like, so there's a lot of like foreigner chef here too. So I
Right.
think they could like do some.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted a particular style, like if you want Japanese, you just order, go to the place that has the Japanese founder.
Yeah, there's like some certain restaurant where like a lot of foreigners came to like have steak, and there's just like place where all Vietnamese went. So I think the Vietnamese place, the place where all the Vietnamese go, the quality will not be like.
But it's not I'm offending. I think the Vietnamese.
Who was it? Bing's not here, but Bing had that gold leaf steak. And then I got
Look, Jacob.
The gold leaf Wagyu.
Yeah,
I got to the office and I was like, "What the hell is wrong with this meat?" Okay, and it turned out that it was his leftovers from gold leaf wrapped Wagyu beef.
I think it's just like depend on their taste on like steak.
What I'm going to do? I'm going to eat Vietnamese this evening, because I actually enjoy Vietnamese cuisine. I'm gonna find pho because actually there is a lot of Vietnamese in Hong Kong as well. So I'm going to
Son? Yeah. Medium. Do medium.
Medium. Jacob. Who eats medium steak? Medium rare. Jacob.
Yeah, medium rare. God, no. Oh no. It's like the best freaking.
Jacob, you eat medium. Okay. I think everything is
Jacob,
clear.
you're dead to me. You're absolutely
Jacob,
medium rare is the
Jacob,
only way to eat meat.
How Jacob can even give opinion on food when he eat like medium steak? Too bad he didn't say medium well, medium done, medium well. And he tried to school you.
I don't worry. Long always order medium rare. I think it's medium rare.
Hopefully it's medium rare. That's how you eat like steak, right? Like, are you part of Notional or you cook for them?
Part of Notional. It's here for the.
Oh, nice. What are you? What's your work there?
Wait, who am I talking to?
Is the
Jacob.
What's your name?
From Notional.
Wait, can you repeat the question?
What's your name?
Oh, I'm Son.
Oh, it's Song. Okay. And who's behind you?
That's hey, can you turn off the light?
Is that
can you
Colin?
turn on the light, please? Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Let me move the
Name and date of birth right now.
We are in.
I repeat, capitalism is collapsing. I repeat. Show me the steak. Rarma it's not medium rare, right?
No, that looks okay. It's a nice little snack size though.
It is.
They're all eating dinner now. I feel awkward sitting here watching them all eat dinner.
Okay. Well, we'll let you go then. Bye-bye.
Don also needs to eat.
Glad you enjoyed. Jacob, please do the review
Proof of
later.
steak.
Show me how you split the steak. I want to see if it's tender, okay?
You want to what? Oh, you want to see how I eat it?
Yeah, please bite it. I want to see how it falls apart.
Okay, Doc. All right. First of all, that knife, my child has sullied it with a goo substance. So we will, kind of get like this, right? Okay.
Good steak can be cut with the finger.
It's very good steak. Don, it's incredible.
I hope to taste it soon.
Excellent. I'll see you later, buddy.
See you. I will offer my wife again to go Hanoi. Bye, Jacob. Enjoy your evening.
I had my knife only in one hand. When did I've committed cultural sins. Good day.
Bye. Rarma, I think we're gonna finish as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, all good with me. It's nice chatting to you. Thank you.
I'm gonna go to find
Go grab your dinner.
Vietnamese. It was great chat. I think was finally nice to have, and I think we are gonna do it at some point again.
Yeah, for sure. Happy to talk anytime, man. Let me know.
So enjoy your night.
You too, man.
Take care.
Enjoy your dinner. Bye.